Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike is here. Garrett is here. No Easus. How are you, Garrett?
I'm all right. It's another day.
Yeah, it's another day. We'll get into our days. Ease is still not here. He's dealing with the untimely passing of Tony.
The gone too soon.
He's gone too soon, yeah. The Rainbow Bridge, as they called it forever, when pets go. I believe it's known as the Rainbow Bridge.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah. You would think Rainbow was already taken.
Yeah, I thought my community had that one.
Yeah, I thought you guys had that nailed down.
We're slacking on our trademarks.
Look up Rainbow Bridge. I'm almost positive that's what people say when their pets die. Yeah, Dio tried to get Rainbow for a long time.
Yeah, that was at first it was his Rainbow in the Dark. And
Rainbow,
all that.
Exactly. And then your community came in and was like, mine. And we're like, all right, fuck.
There's
relax.
the Rainbow Bridge poem, the National Monument, pets. There we go.
Yeah, Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Several works written first in 1959, then the 80s and 90s that speak of otherworldly places that pets go upon death.
Yeah, and that's known as the Rainbow Bridge.
The Rainbow Bridge.
Okay, there
I
you
always
go.
thought it was all dogs go to heaven.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Cats
too.
end up where cats end up.
Rainbow Bridge, it's not a term I remember from my whole life, but definitely the last, 15, 20 years.
Just been popping up more.
Yeah, and people would say that, and I'd see it, and then I think I just put it together like, oh, they're talking about their pet that died.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of people that I know are having this issue on Facebook. My friend Francesca Kraus, and Jason Kraus, Kid Rock's guitarist.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be up north with them right now. Ooh. Yeah, right? Would have been fun. She's like, come on, why don't you come? I'm like, Fran, I haven't done a show in 2 weeks. I can't go fucking up north right now.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Show up sometime.
But they have Roxy Rowley, their dog, and Roxy just passed, which stinks. Fran was posting shit for days. I'm like, oh, God. So, Roxy just went. A lot of people's pets, it seems like, have passed on, and Tony's no different. And
nope.
Tony went gone too soon today.
Yep.
Tapas, thoughts and prayers, and all that shit.
Andrew
and
Tapas.
So Isis is in mourning today. He's doing okay. I texted with him earlier.
I know it's hard, but it's one of those things that's inevitable.
Yeah,
it's the worst part about owning a pet.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's some people go and they get themselves a tortoise and have that thing live 150 years.
I'll live them. Parrots too.
Yeah, parrots too. Exactly. Parrots will do that. They'll live like 70 years.
Yeah.
But you get a parrot at 30, that fucker's outliving.
It's good.
He is, and now you got to will it to someone.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I don't know. I've always thought about that because pets are really good with old people. Like old folks' homes. People bring dogs and
we used to volunteer.
dogs.
We had a pug for a while, and we'd volunteer by going down to the old folks' home and letting the pug run around and get pet by people.
Yeah, and they put them on their laps, and old people love that stuff. But it's like, what do you do with these things when
the old people go? What are you gonna do with the little dog?
Yeah, you can't just let them go.
Nope.
So anyway, I am exhausted today. I'm sure you are as well.
Yeah.
You from laborious work.
Yeah, somebody has to work around here.
You do real work. Mine is, I'm starting to think, first off, my throat. Yesterday, by the end of the show, it was just shot. So I'm hoping I can get through a show today. Because I only have, 2 months to go till I can see the ENT? So I'm hoping it'll hold through for an hour and a half here today. But I think it's, I don't know what it is. Maybe mental exhaustion. Because I'm not lifting a lot of stuff. But there's just so much activity here. Trying
running
to
around, yelling at people, trying to coordinate things. You're thinking
whips.
too much.
No, they're running around yelling at me. Going,
Okay.
would you get up here and tell us what we're throwing away and what we're keeping? But it's not a mental mind frame that I'm used to being in or something. So it's just draining.
A lot of action going on.
A lot of shit going on. A lot of decisions to be made. And I'm losing my mom on Saturday. She's been here a month. She was supposed to be here a week. And she's like, I can't leave.
Dedication.
This is nuts.
No, and after
she's
meeting
been
her
a
too, she's
rock star.
so nice.
Oh, she's awesome. She's been a rock star.
That's good.
Helping handle everything when I'm like, I don't know. That one, I guess. She's like, nah, not so much. Let's go with this one. I'm like, okay.
I kind of get the same thing with my mom, where
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, if I have any kind of big financial decision, I usually consult her first.
Yeah, it's smart. They know a lot. And I'm
Yep.
like, did you ever think that you'd graduate being a parent? She's like, no. Nope.
You never do.
I knew that till the day I die, I was going to have to be.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, fair enough. Good
Yeah,
for
as
you.
long as you're not living with them.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. She's fun to live with. You
Yeah.
know, so we watch movies and shit, and she makes popcorn and snacks and gives me blankies.
Oh,
and
look at that.
It's great. And my dog loves her more than me. So it is what it is. But how is your day going, Garrett?
Work. That's
Work,
it. I wake
yeah.
up, I go to work, and then I come here.
What's your hat?
It's
Detroit.
Death Grips.
Oh, Death Grips.
But it was the Old
band?
English D. Yeah, it's a band from California. They don't even have any Detroit ties, but they just released this little hat that has the Old English D with the G for Death Grips, DG.
Okay.
I fucking loved it. I was like, perfect for somebody in Detroit who likes Death Grips.
Yeah, right on. Right on. You and your music.
They're a harder one to get into. I'm not even going to try and explain them.
Yeah, yeah. Is it one of the heavier ones?
Not even that heavy. Sometimes heavy. They're underground hip hop, punk, industrial. They make whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I like them a lot.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen when they release something.
Yeah. I that's so much like manager,
Yeah.
agent talk. Like,
Oh, they
you
hate
should
managers
stick in
and
your.
agents. It's funny.
Yeah, and anybody in
They
entertainment does.
actually
They
they're
all
one of
hate
their famous things. And I have this tattoo right here. It's this little block on my arm, and the
Yeah.
reason it's a block is because it's a reference to the album cover of No Love Deep Web, which is just the drummer's penis with No Love Deep Web written on it.
it. Okay.
This is the censored version that they put on Spotify.
He
and
must
that's
have a
why I got
nice
tattooed.
dick if he's got it.
It's
on
not
there.
even. He just did it just to do it. I think
Okay.
what happened is the original album art got rejected so many times by the label. They said, fuck it. They put their own art on it with the drummer's penis and then just dropped it online for free.
Okay. That's one way to do
Yeah,
it.
they're like, fuck the label. We'll just drop our own
You
music.
don't need a label nowadays.
No. Well, this
You
was
just don't.
2010 or something.
You did need a label then.
Yeah. It's
Sort of.
Sort of.
But nowadays,
No.
you can forge your own way.
Yeah,
you
you
really
go
can.
independent.
It's
You can-
changed so much in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, and it's only going to get more so like
You need
that,
one good
so.
TikTok song and you're off to the races.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. We'll see what happens with the industry as a whole. Like when I see, last time I was in LA, I was staying in a hotel there, and you could see the Capitol Records building
Yeah.
from the hotel, famous, circular Capitol Records one. And I'm just like, who's in there? And what
Yeah.
are they doing? It's like
They're still
30
doing record
stories,
deals.
20 some stories. Like what's going
I
on
think
in
the record
there?
companies only these days, they just do your promotion. That's about it. And at this point, you don't even need that.
Yeah.
You just do your own promotion.
And they're still finding ways to steal from you.
Oh, yeah.
Doing that. I mean, that's a total scam. You're better off doing it yourself. If
Yeah.
you can get competent, like, team of guys doing it.
Find a couple nerds in your area.
Yeah.
Set something up.
Yeah. It's the way to do
It
it.
costs a little bit more up front, but you get
Yeah.
to keep all the profits from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of a crazy day yesterday, I'll be honest. The Baltimore Bridge,
Yeah.
the Francis Scott Key Bridge, I believe it's known as. What did he write? The Star Spangled Banner?
Yeah, he built the bridge himself. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, I think
it's
Francis, didn't he pen the Star Spangled
Francis
Banner?
Scott Key did pen the Star Spangled.
Yeah, I believe that's right? Fact check me on that because I'm kind of a retard, but I'm pretty sure that's what Mr. Key did. So that's got to be, he's got to be a horrible racist. I'm shocked they'd still name a bridge after him at this point.
Yep, he did the Star Spangled Banner.
Okay. I believe, is that the one with slave verses in it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It was the original, probably.
Yeah. Frank. Yeah. Oops. He's like, I have left
At
them out
different
of-
times, man.
Yeah, different times. I mean,
like-
you got to go back to 1700s
Yeah,
for this
come on.
shit. Give the guy a fucking break.
Yeah.
Not to mention, he's like, dude, I left it out of the first stanza. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
he
in the
made sure you could cut it out towards the end. He's
Yeah.
like, look, this is the important parts up front, but
Up
if you want to
front.
add this, go
Yeah.
ahead.
You want the rest of the story?
You want the director's cut.
Yeah, exactly. We had that. We had P. Diddy. We'll get into all that.
Ooh, fun.
What's going on there? And shit. I feel like I escaped a close one.
No, I heard it was close.
With P. Diddy. I got to admit he was a complete gentleman with me, but oh boy, I don't know what it is. There's been bubblings and rumors about not so much P. Diddy, but a lot of guys like Quincy Jones
Yeah.
and like grooming Will Smith.
Yep.
And
What was it? What did he say? He was.
we got to be careful here because I don't
Yeah.
want to say something.
What was he saying about Will
defame
Smith? That's what
someone,
I'm
but-
trying to remember, though, is the words he used were great. It was going something on his ass or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know those rumors are persistent, which sucks because I love his work. And, the stuff he did with Michael is amazing. I think his daughter's great. She was hilarious in the Office.
Yeah.
Was that Rashida Jones?
Yep.
Is that her name? She's great. But we can't pick who our parents are, so I'm not saying she has anything to do with anything. And I'm not saying Quincy's guilty of anything. But where there's smoke, a lot of times.
There is a fire.
Yeah. But we'll start with the Maryland Transportation Secretary, Mr. Paul Wiedfeld. He said that 8 people were on the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore when a container ship rammed into one of its supports, causing the bridge to collapse into the Patapsco River. I hope
Okay.
I'm saying that right.
I'm assuming.
P-A-T-A.
Pata.
P-S-C-O.
Patapsco.
Patapsco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
think that's it.
Patapsco
Patapsco.
River. Hell yeah. I like the Patapsco River. It looks like a nice river.
Yeah.
And
That's a beautiful bridge over it. Kind of.
was.
Yeah.
I think it's like 1.6 miles, too.
See, that's what I thought is when I heard about this, because I was just on my way in talking to some friends, and someone's like, hey, you hear what happened in Baltimore today? Because they're in the area. And I thought it was just like one of those older, kind of stone bridges just going over a little river, and a ship just hit it in the wrong spot. And then I heard cargo ship.
Yeah.
Big bridge. I was like, oh, shit, this is a disaster.
Dude, this is like, this is like the fucking bridge to Canada.
Yeah.
Going down. You know what I mean? Like this is a huge bridge, and it goes down quick. I don't know, like what.
I just saw the clip like before we started the show. I was like, oh shit.
Do you have the clip there?
I do have it.
Let me let's pull it up here. If people are watching us on YouTube, feel free to comment.
Give us super chats. I will read any super chat I can.
Yeah.
I'll try and keep the comments relevant, but I will read them if I get a chance.
Okay, go ahead there. We're gonna have to listen to these two twats from local
Yeah,
Fox
just a
61.
second. It's a 1 minute clip or 2 minute.
Breaking news out of Baltimore, Maryland, where a part of a major bridge collapsed overnight. It happened after a cargo ship rammed into a support beam of the bridge. Rescue crews working around the clock this morning looking for any survivors.
Yeah, here's what we know so far. A cargo ship.
He had so much room, too. Like, he's got a mile on either side of that fucking pillar, and he went directly into the center of the pillar.
Well, the weird thing is, this is a ship coming from like Sri Lanka. Okay, and I guess I'll read the story and get into that part. But the local guys take over when they get into this area.
Yeah,
like it's not like
not an easy spot.
Yeah, and so when they've got these big fucking ships coming in, they're like, all right, you Sri Lankans get the fuck in the back, and we'll take it from here. It's what it sounds like to me, anyways. So there were 8 people on the bridge. Like construction guys. Imagine you're just doing construction. You're doing your thing. You're working. You're
just
painting,
chilling.
You're chilling. And all of a sudden, in an instant, the fucking floor falls out.
Later.
Gone. 47-degree water.
Woo. Oh, yeah.
That is
It doesn't
cold
sound
shit.
that cold, but when you're in there and it's this late at night, there's probably some wind. It's probably colder up and above the water than it is below.
Yeah, maybe, but 47 degrees. Hypothermia will kick in minutes, right?
Yeah.
That it's not going to take long for hypothermia to kick in.
You could probably tread it for a little bit, I think. With 47, it's not too bad, but you're not.
47's cold.
It's cold.
It's not freezing, but it's cold.
Yeah.
It's very cold. So two of the 8 people have been accounted for, which means 2 of the 8 people will be the only ones accounted for. Is the way that sounds to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not swimming to shore.
No.
If you're out in the middle of that bridge, and it's a mile
I'm looking
and a
at
half long.
from where it is in relation to the land. It's
a distance.
It's a distance. Yeah. Your best bet's probably going from one pillar to the other pillar and just kind of hanging out there until they find you.
Yeah, exactly. And that you're not. Yeah, I mean,
And that's still like a couple Olympic swimming pools.
Yeah, it's not good.
Nope.
So 2 have been accounted for as emergency responders, including dive teams, continued their search and rescue operation for at least 6 others. State, federal authorities maintain that all evidence points to an accident. We don't want to. They don't want people going terrorism.
Yeah, looking at the clip, that seems like a problem.
Yeah, Governor Westmore is like, we don't see anything that looks like terrorism. Moore confirmed the container ship's crew issued a mayday and said the ship was experiencing issues with its power. The crew's mayday signal meant transportation officials were able to stop more traffic from crossing over the bridge before the ship struck it. So holy shit, this could have been way worse.
No, that's good. I'm glad they stopped what they could.
Yeah. These people are heroes. They saved lives last night. The 1.6-mile bridge is part of Interstate 695, also known as the Baltimore Beltway. 2 people were rescued. 1 guy totally unharmed. He's like,
imagine me, that guy just walking away from this thing. Just like, I was part of that. I was in that mess. Like, I think there's a little bit further in the clip you see where the bridge actually comes down and gets pulled away from the boat.
Really?
The boat carries it.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, hold up. Let me turn this over.
The other person is in serious condition. So I don't know what that means. I guess serious is better than critical.
Knocked into the Francis Scott Key Bridge at around 1:30 this morning. You can see the impact of that crash
right
on your
there.
screen right now, and just section by section of that bridge falling into the water. Now the ship caught
Whole thing
fire
fell.
after it hit the bridge. Also want to note here, it's not clear what led up to the ship crashing. It is still very early into the investigation.
Yeah, so rescue crews are continuing to work around the clock right now. They're looking for the survivors. Baltimore fire officials say two people were pulled from the water.
Did they start backing out, pull the bridge with it?
No, it just goes more of the crash. They don't have any footage of it going backwards or forwards.
I love these assholes that are like, when's our bridge going to be rebuilt? The guy's like, we're still trying to find fucking people. Come on, man. Reporter scum on the ground.
Inconvenience.
So you think it'll be open by this weekend? I'm trying to catch a game in the city. What's the deal? Yeah, but if that's the main thing, like, whew, that's a problem.
It's a tunnel system too, like the bridge to Canada. At least if the bridge goes down, we got the tunnel.
Yeah, which sucks. But,
it sucks, but
you know,
you got something
forever. Yeah, it's weird. I always feel it when I'm in California because I'm on these. I've been on those bridges a million times. Yeah. You know, the Golden Gate, obviously, and then the one that goes into Oakland, the Bay Bridge. And Bay Bridge is fucking huge, way bigger than Golden Gate. Yeah. And there's a lot of other bridges because there's just a shitload of water around there.
Yeah, it's a big mountainous area with ocean running through it.
Right. And every time I'm on them, I want to be in the middle lane, and it's like,
yeah.
When I'm getting to the top of them, it's just like, don't collapse now. Don't collapse now. Earthquake, not now. Every time I'm in the shower. Every fucking time I want to rush to the shower because it's like, I'm just going to be, that famous scene from Family Guy with Brown or whatever in the shower and the fucking roof collapses. He's like, no. And he's sliding down his roof. In the
Cleveland Brown.
Cleveland Brown. That's going to be me. You know, I just know it. So I'm always worried about it on those bridges anytime. But, you know, I wouldn't expect a shipping container.
I'm not too terrified on bridges. I can kind of take the Mackinac anywhere or Bridge Canada, the Windsor Bridge, everything. Like I can take those anytime, but my mom has to get out of the car and let me drive. She can't go over the bridge. She will drive all the way up to Mackinac, get to the bridge, stop, let me drive, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. It's weird. It can be weird on those
especially in small cars where it's like the wind kind of is pushing you and you can feel the bridge moving. It's uncomfortable.
Yep. Contractors were working on the bridge at the time of the collapse, but did not say how many workers were believed to be on the structure. The Singapore flagged ship called Dali is chartered by Maersk. According to the company, it was on its way to Sri Lanka from the Baltimore harbor. 22 crew were on board, and there were no reports of any injuries. Container ship was being piloted by local pilots at the time of the collision, not its own crew. So they said local pilots who are familiar with the harbor are used to move cargo ships out to open water in hopes of avoiding this type of thing.
Well, you think the Sri Lankans are on the ship just like, we told you we got this.
Yeah.
I don't know why you fucking commandeered. We said we had it. Obviously, you didn't.
Yeah, clearly. But if you're having power issues, with your boat, it's like, because it looks like they get through underneath it.
Kind of,
And then they kind of kick sideways and go backwards. It looks like they stop. It almost looks like someone did it on purpose.
A little bit.
It's weird the way it happens, but
if it's a local crew, I don't think it would be a terrorist thing.
I wonder what's in those fucking boxes.
Probably whatever I ordered from Amazon, because that's my luck.
Right?
Just knowing my luck, it's whatever I ordered.
Yeah. Well, if it's going to Sri Lanka.
Oh, it was going? I thought it was coming in.
No, I thought it was too, but no, it was going from Baltimore, and these Baltimore pilots will take it out.
Sri Lanka?
I don't know.
Probably people.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of young chicks and boys in there. Young girls and boys in each one of those. Those are a
couple of return models.
Yeah. This one's broken. Take back.
I said I ordered a wife, not a nagging bitch.
Yeah, these are probably all apartments.
Yep.
What you're looking at there. Those are not what we know as shipping containers. They know as home.
Yeah.
And so those are just apartments.
They each come with a mattress and a feeding bottle.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like a mouse's cage.
A little bit of kibble.
Yeah, sure. And they're on their way to Sri Lanka. Wouldn't it be hilarious if this halted the whole fucking smuggling ring that was going on?
It would have been even funnier if, like, as it crashed, you see a bunch of people get out of the containers and start running down the bridge.
Yeah, right?
Like escaping.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd pop a few open, see what's going on. Take one row.
Yeah.
One row, and just see what's in there. If it's all coffee, you're good.
All bullshit, whatever.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of cars. That's a big export from us, right?
Probably.
I don't think Sri Lanka's making any cars. They'll probably get them imported.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Would they get them imported from us? I don't think the world likes us.
No, but probably cheaper if we sell them at a discount. It's the same reason our Toyotas end up in the Middle East. It's probably not cheap that we, it's not cheap to buy a Toyota and ship it to the Middle East, but they find a way.
That's true. The other story that broke yesterday was kind of wild was P. Diddy. What are we calling him? Can we call him Sean Combs yet?
I was
P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. He's had quite a career. I mean, his vodka turned him into
Before
a
we get to that,
billionaire.
too, actually, because you were talking about treading cold water.
Yeah.
A comment came in from Cliff Cook on YouTube. Said, my buddy Joey got an ice plunging machine, one of those things where you sit in the cold water.
One
He
of
said
those
he runs at
assholes.
34 degrees and sits in it for 18 to 20 minutes at a time. So
That
it's a bit longer than you think.
brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal.
It's brutal.
34 degrees for 18 minutes.
And that guy chooses to do that.
Dude, you'll still be fucking cold an hour and a half later.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get out and try to warm up.
I work
you'll
in a,
still
I work
be
in
cold.
that. I get it. I go home, my Marine is always like, why are you so cold? I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I work in an open garage almost. Like, the closest thing to me, like right next to my little workstation, is a big exhaust fan that leads right outside with no covers.
Oh.
So in the middle of the winter, it's 32 outside, it's 32 in the shop.
Oh, my God. What are you wearing? Coats?
I got usually
Long
a sweater.
johns?
I got long johns, a sweater, a coat over all that, gloves on gloves.
Yeah.
Some days are colder than others. In the summer, it's nice because you get a good breeze.
When you're young, you can do it.
Yep.
You know, there's something about.
That's why they hired me.
I'm
They're like,
always
hey, he shows up, he does it, so we'll keep him around.
Yeah. Does it pay okay?
Yeah, pays great.
Oh, there you go. As long as they're not giving you that $6 an hour minimum wage shit.
No, not minimum.
Yeah. So P. Diddy, it was wild to see a federal case birthed in New York City and then done at the same time, taking place on both coasts, down in Miami and Los Angeles.
Yeah.
He's got like a fucking underwater tunnel running through his house in LA. It's crazy.
I
These
assume
fucking
people with money just run out of things to buy. They start doing stupid shit.
Yeah. They raided 2 homes belonging to Sean Combs, Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, if you will, whatever you want to call him. Multiple publications reported that agents with Homeland Security conducted the raids at his homes in LA and Miami. The raids come after a federal investigation was launched into Combs in response to a wave of civil lawsuits that were filed against him late last year. He's 54. The dude looks great.
Yeah.
54.
Black don't crack.
I know black
Unless
don't
it's
crack.
Black on crack.
Yeah, that's true. And he's definitely not black on crack.
No.
His
So
black don't crack.
Yeah.
No, but he he looks the same as he did when he was 30. I mean, he still does.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a big dude.
No,
you know?
he's never been a big guy, but he always had that more intimidating look. Like, he looks like he could be a record executive if you ran into him.
Yeah, I hear he can be kind of hardcore. I don't want to be like, ooh, look at you.
Yeah.
But I've told the story before about when he came in and hung out with Mark and I for, I don't know, half hour,
And then
an
almost
hour.
you were getting,
It was
groomed
close.
there a little bit.
He was very close to me. He was standing right next to me. This
gotta
was
be
in
intimidating.
this was in the Puff Daddy white T-shirt with the fucking diamond.
And I was gonna say, like, that's gotta be a little intimidating knowing that, like, that dude's probably killed a dude before. Like, say what you want about his music.
Nicest guy in the world.
Nicest
me.
guy in the world, but he does come. Like, P. Diddy did have some legitimate gangster background.
I know. I've heard more and more. And the fact is, he might have been grooming me because he invited me out that night to Kid Rock's house.
Yeah, he might have.
He was going to Kid Rock's studio and invited me, gave me his number, and then he never answered when I called him. So I was like eager.
Big timed you.
I was eager to be groomed and possibly
P. Diddy.
raped by him and Kid Rock. I don't know. I can't see Bob doing that, but who knows? Under the influence and spell of P. Diddy.
That's possible. I mean, he
It's
seems to be a
possible.
very persuasive guy, as the story we're about to get into.
And I'm going to play some audio in a minute. And apparently, this is real. Who am I? And there's a lot you can fake nowadays, but apparently it's Meek Mill just taking a fucking hammering from P. Diddy. And I'll let you listen to it and be the judge, but it doesn't sound
You know what
all
the
that
funniest part
pleasant.
about this all is, too?
It doesn't sound like lovemaking.
Is that back in the day, Meek Mill and Drake had the biggest rap beef ever, and now they're both got some
Yeah.
gay tendencies going on. It's like, it turns out they're both fags.
Yeah. Well, no, Drake was just he was just
He's got a new persona. His Nina Max win. It's the gayest thing I've seen. I'll pull up some
Really?
videos later.
yeah. Was he a Nickelodeon guy?
Kind of. He was Degrassi. It was like a Canadian kind of show, but it was run on Nickelodeon. But it was a
Okay.
Canadian like high school drama.
So like Saved by the Bell
Yeah,
Canadian
kinda like
version.
that, yeah.
Okay. And then
But more drama.
They just picked it up and aired it on Nick. Okay.
Exactly.
So, 3 women and 1 dude have been interviewed by the feds in relation to allegations of sex trafficking, sex assault, and the solicitation and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms. Miami, firearms,
Yeah,
illegal
firearms,
sure.
illegal. Good luck.
When they throw narcotics in there, that can just be like There was a lot of weed and coke around the house.
Yeah, but given P. Diddy, I could see that. There's
Like,
just
I
coke
would
and firearms
expect
everywhere.
that.
It's a gangster rapper.
Right. Like,
You bring it
I
into their house, it's not going to look like that.
believe me, there were times when you could come in this house and then I'd be in there.
To be 100% I
illegal
was gonna say,
distribution of narcotics.
To
You're
be
like,
100% allegedly, to be 100% honest, if you kicked in my door right now, you could probably find weed
Right.
and guns really quick.
yeah, and then they'd accuse you of illegal narcotics.
Illegal
You're like,
narcotics.
whoa.
Like, whoa, hold up.
It sounds like you're
all legal.
it sounds like you're taping up cellophaning bricks of weed and coke
And shipping 'em out.
and heroin and shipping them out on Sri Lankan fucking
Sri Lankan cross liners.
both liners. And it's like, come on, man! I had a fucking party bowl of blow for
Yeah.
friends that came over.
It's like, that's
fucking
just my pen,
relax,
dude.
with
Fuck
the
off.
illegal narcotics. Jesus
Like
Christ!
when TikTok banned me for illegal weapons, and it was my fully registered legal handgun.
Yeah, a picture of it.
Yeah.
Give me a break. And illegal firearms, there's a lot of rich guys that they want, if you can get an AR-15.
A lot of times too is it's just they didn't file the right tax stamps. That makes it an illegal firearm. It could
Sure.
be they bought it all legally and then they put a suppressor on it without filing the tax stamp for the suppressor.
Yeah, that could be, or some of them go a little further and be like, the fuck, I'm not going to have this full auto.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're going to walk into a local club.
Well, you can get them
and-
full auto. They just have to pay the taxes on it.
Can you? No,
Yeah.
full auto's illegal as
No, you
shit.
can get a full auto if you're willing to pay the money. You get a I think it's a fuck, I gotta remember the name of it, but it's a certain tax stamp that you can grab, and private citizens can hold full autos.
Really?
Crack has one.
Who?
Your Officer
Oh.
Crack.
But dude, I've gone shooting with Officer Crack many times, and they don't bring full auto.
Oh, they should.
Those guys get pissed if
Oh,
you
they did.
not the Crack
Yeah.
brothers, but the people running those gun places. It's different every one of them. Some of them are super strict.
Yeah.
And if you start pumping off rounds, they'll get pissed and kick you out of there.
There it is. It is legal to own a fully automatic firearm in the U.S. under very heavily regulated conditions. Fully automatic firearms are strictly regulated by the federal licensing. Machine guns under the National Firearms Act of 1934 and 86. Hughes Amendment to Gun Control Act of 68.
So what
I'm trying to
would
remember
be?
exactly what it was called, but
I know, Anthony Cumia, for instance,
Yeah.
has open carry in New York City,
Yeah.
which is
Very hard to get.
nearly
Yeah.
impossible to get. You got to know people, and he obviously knows people. But I don't even know. I thought full auto was completely illegal. I didn't know you could do full auto in
you can
this
get full
country.
auto if you're willing to go through the hoops.
And I know you can rig semi-auto to go full auto.
Yeah,
and if
that's-
you get caught with that, I mean, you're
And that's
breaking some
exactly what I'm talking about.
serious
Is these
federal
guys
laws.
probably I'll put it like this: all you need is a drill press, and you can make anything a federal crime.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
When it comes to firearms,
Yeah. And
that's probably what
you
they
know
did. Is
honestly,
they probably bought semis and then just said, "Let's have a little fun and spice it up a bit."
Yeah. I think Kid Rock, when he shot up the Bud Light cans, he claimed that was not full auto. But it sure,
But that was an MP5.
it sure looked like full auto
Yeah.
to me. He was on Rogan and he said, no, it wasn't full auto.
I can see it being semi, but or at least
I
semi
mean,
with
that
a,
he's pulling off each of those rounds, it seemed like it
not
was
that he's pulling them off, but you can also get certain triggers that kind of pull themselves off after a first hit.
Really?
But
Well,
they're
like
technically not
bump stock. But
not bump stock. It's like I have what's called they're called binary triggers, and what it is, it's not fully auto because technically it's different trigger pulls, but when you push down and then release, it's 2 shots. Yep. So it's and you can do that really quick.
Wow. Yeah, that would double your
Yeah, it would
round
double how
speed.
many rounds you can fire.
Yeah.
And if you can do that quick, I mean,
Look at you. What are you
those.
getting all tricky with the fucking laws for? What's the matter
It's
with
not
you?
that I'm tricky with the laws. It's just I like firearms, and it's one of those things.
How many do you have?
I've got 4. As of now,
Really?
Yeah.
Anything? Do you have an AR?
I had an AK for a minute. My mom made me sell it until I left the house. She wouldn't let me keep it in the house. It was either sell it or get out, and I didn't have the money to get out yet.
Yeah.
I had to hide that
think
one for a while.
I think I'm gonna get an AR in
Go for it.
Arizona.
That's Arizona's the best place for it. You
Yeah.
can usually just go right out to the desert and have some fun.
Exactly. And believe it or not, the warden has some fucking dope guns. We
in
each
that
had
area,
one.
I could see it.
Yeah, that were passed down from her. One of the shitbag inbreeds in her family died, and she got these guns.
Oh
and
yeah,
they're
no,
fucking
I'm
awesome.
kind of. I got to try and patch up some relationships with my grandpa real quick because
Yeah.
he's got a collection.
Yeah. I had a nut job that lived downstairs from me that had a collection. He used to come up in his whitey tighties. Swear to God, just in his underwear, whitey tighties. I'd get home from work. I'd be there with my girlfriend. We'd be doing dinner or something. He'd come fucking bounding up the stairs with a case of guns in his fucking whitey tighties. I was like, Kurt, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
You're creeping me out, dog. Yeah, it was weird. So, illegal distribution, solicitation, and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms. At least 3 more people are scheduled to be interviewed by investigators. Just going back, of course, to P. Diddy again. Video footage appeared to show several individuals in handcuffs outside his home in L.A. DHS issued a statement earlier today. Homeland New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI LA, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. Will provide further information as it becomes available. Combs responded to several lawsuits that were filed against him late last year by denying, of course, any wrongdoing. He said, for the last couple weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and the truth. Yeah, you're going to say that. And he's going to get the best lawyers.
I think what he actually said was, fuck this, I'm out, and then booked it.
Hauled ass to Antigua?
Yep, he's on his way to Antigua right now. That's where they've been tracking his jet.
Yeah, I think it's in Antigua.
They have no extradition to the U.S.
Yeah. Well, didn't Run DMC, who's the older brother of Reverend Run? Who was a mogul himself. I think he did the same thing.
You're looking for Daniel Simmons Jr.?
Yeah, Russell Simmons.
Yep. Russell Simmons, rapper, and Joseph Simmons. Yep.
Yeah.
Reverend Run of Run DMC, yeah.
So that's Reverend Run.
Yep.
His brother, Russell Simmons.
Yep.
Was in the music industry in the Bronx in New York and blah, blah, blah. And I saw him interviewed recently, and he's not in America. And I think there was a lot of bitches that came forward. You know, who knows what was going on in those days in the 80s when these guys started making money.
Yeah, especially when hip-hop started getting big at that time. Because that's when hip-hop first hit the mainstream, and it became a cool thing.
And let's be honest, the lyrics.
And you got a lot of people coming from really bad areas who now have money.
Yeah. And a lot of those lyrics in those early days, like it went from like 70s funk rap.
Wheels on a bus and brakes on the bus and brakes on a car. Stuff like that. Like that
shit
was the
like
first rap song.
And then it was like, strawberry is a neighborhood hoe. You know what I mean? And it's just like this bitch sucking this dick and this bitch taking that. And if she don't like it, she gets smacked upside the fucking head.
Yep.
And,
and a lot of that went on. They were not lying.
Yeah, my guess is a lot of that went on. It is weird to me. I guess you're the resident Mo in the studio at any given moment. And do you think gay is a choice or is something you're born with? I know there's
it's tricky, yeah.
I don't think it's to me personally. I don't think it's tricky. You're attracted to who you're attracted to. Like I can't think of a time when I looked at a dude and was like, I might switch teams for that. Like it just. But I can look at a 7 or a 6 with a chick and be like, you know what? Give me 2 hours in the bar and I'll take that home. I've never been drunk enough to look at a guy and be like, I could see sucking his dick. Yeah. No, it's never happened. So my thought is, it's just the way I'm wired.
I think it's just part of it's the way you're wired, and I think part of that is also you can get rewired as you're growing up through youth.
That's what I think. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah,
because it seems like a lot of these guys, like P. Diddy, was running with some pretty hardcore guys, and I'm wondering if it's like you get into a lifestyle where you've done everything, you fucked all the hottest chicks in the world. And it's a power thing, and you exert power, and next thing you know, you're grooming. And it seems like, well, was Will Smith doing that? Like, because those are kind of the allegations.
Yeah, they were
a little bit. Or Will Smith had it done to him.
Yep.
Now with P. Diddy, if that Meek Mill's video is
real, that's
legit. It's
I think what it is too is that a lot of these guys with like people like P. Diddy, even you said like, I'm on my way to go get molested by P. Diddy, and it's like I think they try and they get themselves in situations, and then you have these predators like P. Diddy and the guys who've been in it for longer, and then you're also coming from. I know you asked if being gay is like a choice or birth thing, and it's like a lot of these guys. I feel like they could have just been like from birth, they were just kind of gay guys, but because the environment they grew up in the early '80s and '90s, being a gay gangster rapper is not cool at all.
No,
you would get shot on the spot. They put it all down. So finally, when it kind of like they got in the room with like guys kind of solo in studios and stuff, and they had that power around them, they could do their gay thing.
Yeah, that's a fair explanation. Honestly,
my theory.
Because it does make sense. Obviously, the black community has not had a warm and fuzzy relationship.
They do not like the gays.
With the gays. That's kind of well established, and whether that's bluster or reality, but there's still a lot of shit talking and that kind of thing instead of just like, you're not going to have many hardcore like street guys like
exactly
this
like,
is my gay buddy fucking Garrett, he's fucking awesome.
You're not going to have me walking around just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, and you know, maybe they'll get to that point, but I don't see it.
Can't wait for the day.
Yeah,
gay gangsters.
Gay gangsters.
Just imagine getting mugged. Like, yo, suck his dick.
We got close. Gangsta fag.
Gangsta fag.
Do you remember Gangsta fag? You probably don't.
I got to find that now.
Gangsta fag, Opie, all you're going to find is Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan actually got them this CD in the 90s.
Nice.
And was like, someone gave this to me in LA.
Music artist.
Yeah.
Twisted G, aka Gangsta Fag.
Yeah. If you can play any Gangsta fag, if you can find a song of his, they're hard to find.
Going right. Wait, nope, hold up.
What's it called?
I'm looking right now. Hold on.
He had a song about a young Eminem at one point. He had like a 5-track EP that came out or was on the underground, and it was scary as fuck to listen to. Honestly, it was like, I'm coming to your neighborhood and I'm fucking your ass, son.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh shit, fucking Gangsta fags on the prowl.
I don't know if you've seen this trend that's been going on. It's mostly TikTok. I think it's one of my favorite things, but I get these videos all the time where people take current rap songs and they just change them to all super over the top gay lyrics.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a Drake song or something. It'd be like, I'd be running up his ass, clapping cheeks and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, hold on.
All right. The gay community.
They'll just drop them in there like for no reason. No, these are straight people doing it too. It's just they'll just drop in a verse. They'll come out of nowhere.
The Gangsta fag one was in a time when you didn't even fuck around with that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was a dark period for the community, if you will. Like there were a lot of people that slandered and made fun of. It was just kind of.
I think I found some.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see what you think of this.
All right. Give you my honest review.
Yeah. I'm sorry in advance, everybody. It's lyrics.
See, I was getting high with my boys one day, just kicking back, hanging out in L.A. When this dude drove by in this really funky Benz, I could tell right away this motherfucker had ends. Was a white dude, about 30-something, kept staring at me, yelling like he wanted something. He called me over and he asked for directions. I saw his dick was hard, so I beat his car. I said, you lying, you know you ain't lost. You wanna suck my dick while I'm jacking you off? And he said, oh no, there must be a mistake. I got a wife and a kid and I'm very, very straight. So I said, take my
I got a wife and a kid, I'm very straight.
When you're sick of playing games. As I walked away, yo, I knew he would call. Cause if you see one fag, they can see them all. He wants some. So what the fuck you think? They need some. So what the fuck you mean? He wants some. Cause if you see one fag, they can see them all.
It gets worse.
So what?
I bet.
This guy's going to circle back.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you couldn't understand those lyrics, this guy's white guy.
Yeah.
Is hitchhiking.
Yeah. Well, translate it, right?
Yeah.
A white man was just hitchhiking throughout this friendly brothers
Neighborhood in LA.
Yeah, in LA. And he went up to his car and said, hey, can I help you with something? And he saw that his erection was exposed.
Yeah. And Gangsta Fag was like, all right, pop in.
Yeah.
And I can tell you want to suck my dick while I'm jacking you off.
Yep.
And the guy was like, what? I'm married with a wife and 2 kids. I'm straight as whatever. And he's like, yeah, here's my number. Call me when you're ready to stop playing. Well, I believe it's verse 2 when he stops playing.
All right.
What the fuck you need? He needs some. So what the fuck you think? He wants some. Cause if you see one fag, they can see them all. So I knew that he'd be climbing the wall. 1 week later and he finally called. He said his family's gone for a week or 2. And he was really bored and needed something to do. So I drove to his crib up in Beverly Hills. A bomb ass house worth a couple of mils. He said he wasn't gay, he just wanted to check. And a half hour later he massaging my back. In his wife's room, he gave me some head. Went in the next room and fucked on his kid's bed. Fucked we fucked like bitches in heat. I came on his face and all over the sheets. I knew that I was done when I started getting soft. I grabbed the kid's toy and I wiped my dick off. He's lying on the bed still trying to recover. I'm pressed and I'm out as my car burns rubber.
See, you know, it's one thing if he wants to take you into his wife's bed and get some head.
You know, but
Like
no,
that.
kid's bed. Ooh.
You go in your kid's bed and fuck, and then you wipe your dick off on his kid's toys. You know, now Gangsta
Come
Fag,
on, Gangsta
you're
Fag.
crossing
Twisted
a bit
G.
of a line. A little bit.
So if anyone wants to know, this is from the 2006 5-song EP called America's Worst Nightmare.
Yeah, yeah. And this was, I remember listening to this for the first time just going, this cannot be aired.
The best part is it was in a horrorcore style, which is a style of rap that's just aggressive. It's usually reserved for it's usually like the songs that come out in that style get brought up in court for trials.
Yes.
Like that's what that music's for.
And that is exactly horror. What did you call it?
Horrorcore.
Horrorcore.
Yeah.
That totally.
It's
that
rap for the sake of scaring people.
Ding, ding, ding,
Yep.
ding, ding, ding.
It's just
Sounds
rap
like a
for the
twisted,
sake of scaring someone.
Something ICP would put out.
Yep.
You know, that twisted clown.
And they kind of started that whole
What
thing.
do you think of Gangsta Fag? Are you a
He's
fan?
fun.
Yeah, you
I'm
like
gonna be
Gangsta
jamming this
Fag?
on the way home today. He wants it. He needs it.
One fag,
fag,
then you see them all. Is there a third verse? Do we dare?
We're only halfway through the song.
Yeah.
What the fuck you think?
If people are chiming in,
What the fuck you
No one's chiming in yet. We got an RIP Tony from MW. I'm just kind of reading over the chorus. Just a quick
What the fuck you think?
he needs some.
So what the fuck you need? Cause if you seen one fag, then you seen them all. The dick was so good that he just couldn't pass up. So all that week, yeah, I'm tearing that ass up. Cause he loves to ride him and he loves to suck him. And after I was done, I let my homeboys fuck him. Now his punk ass calls me every day. I told him we were through, then he said he would pay. So now twice a week I'm getting paid to tap him. He laced me with the cash and a Visa Platinum. 1 month later and the cat's out the bag. Cause this motherfucker started dressing in drag. But I did my thing and I had my fun with him. It's time to cut him off because I'm done with him. Crying like a bitch and he's starting to beg. He's falling on the ground, holding on to my leg. Screaming, don't leave, please twist it, G. But this is what you get when you fuck with me. Ha!
That's what you get when you fuck with Twisted
Yeah.
G. You know
Twisted
what I mean?
G made the straight man into a drag queen.
Yeah, he did.
And then he said, "You look too much like a chick. I'm out."
Yeah, I'm out. I'm done. Busted that nut. Gave him a fucking Visa
I love that he
Platinum.
said I was done with him. The guy's like, "Well, I'll pay for it." And he's like, "Now twice a week, I'm getting
Yeah.
paid to tap this." I'm like, "Yeah, all right."
You're laughing too hard at this, but
I think it's funny. I love gay jokes.
it was scary to me. I don't know if you have other songs by Gangsta Fag. That was kind of the hit.
No, this was
I
on a
remember.
channel called Obscure Comedy Track. I got them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Really? What else
Yep.
is that? Read them off to me.
And I also got Larry Pierce's Areola. But I have a Twisted G Closet. Eminem, that's one of his songs. He Wants is the one we listen to. Twisted Life, and then The Faggots.
Which one do you want to go with? I don't think Eminem was as good as I thought it was going to be.
I'm gonna go with The Faggots. He goes
Is
right
he
out
going
in front.
hardcore against the
We're gonna
faggots.
see
All
it.
right, let's see. For those that you can pause for a second.
Yeah.
I remember Opie and Anthony playing these. That's where I heard these originally. Like I said, Rogan had given them the disc. It was special to listen to Patrice O'Neal in studio.
That's
with Opie
when
and
I was
Anthony
looking for him,
going
all I got
through.
was Patrice O'Neal reactions.
Yeah, they played it for Patrice.
Yeah, why not? It's funny.
It's fucking, and they were laughing their asses off. And then they started making their own lyrics up to it. It was fucking great. I mean, what Kumia and because Norton wasn't there and Opie's worthless. So what Kumia and Patrice did that day,
Yeah.
5-star.
Oh, yeah.
Comedy, 5-star.
No, also before we keep playing, shout out the Obscure Comedy Tracks for just having them all ready to go.
Yeah.
Only 600 subscribers, needs more.
Yeah, yeah.
Songs like this that he's finding.
Good quality too.
He's also got a lot of Larry Pierce, which is good.
Man, now I'm laying in the bed with my dick in his hand. He gets up and he says he's thirsty. He's going to the store to get a 40-year-old E. He kissed me and told me I'll be back. I laid the fuck down and started taking a nap. I passed the fuck out cause I'm tired like a mother. That's when I heard her scream and the car burning rubber. I grabbed my gat and I ran outside. I saw my baby on the ground and they beating him down. They had him outnumbered 1 to 8. They calling him a fag and they kicking his face. I put my gat and I'm letting it spit. And I don't really care, give a fuck who I hit. They jump in their car, now they run like bitches. The dead motherfuckers just dug their ditches. Run from the faggots, run from the faggots. You know it's really
The
I gotta pause
faggots
it.
tracked these guys down.
Even
and-
better.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, so Cord came in with a comment and it said Beavis and Butthead would dance to this, but then he followed up. A Biden ad just interrupted that song.
What?
We just got this song interrupted by a Joe Biden ad.
Perfect.
The Faggots.
The faggots, run from the faggots, run from the
faggots.
These guys take off, think they were just going to beat down a
Yeah.
faggot. Well, gangsta fag ain't
No,
your
Twisted
regular
G's
fag.
coming up. He got his
No.
Glock. He starts spraying.
And they're not just going to kick
He's
your ass.
cocked, glocked, and ready to rock.
Yeah, they're not just going to beat your ass. They're going to,
They're gonna fuck your ass.
yeah, go ahead.
All
We'll
right.
listen to another verse.
Run from the faggots, run from the faggots. I guess you picked the wrong fucking fag to fuck with. Run from the faggots, run from the faggots. You know Twisted G came to bring the ruckus. Run from the faggots, run from the faggots. I guess you picked the wrong fucking fag to fuck with. Now my boo's in the hospital. Do you think they get away? That's impossible. terrorize them like a gang of A-raps. Cause they picked the wrong fucking fag that gay bash. I know who they are, cause I've seen them before. And now you know it's time for me to settle the score. So I call my dogs and we hit the streets. 3 craziest fags that you hate to meet. So we headed out to this country bar. We drove around the back and we spotted the car.
I love the storytelling.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's a tale. I'm like invested in it.
Put them on their knees, now they're sucking our dicks. We nutted on our face and we watching it drip. Now get the fuck up, we give you 3 to run. 1, 2, the motherfuckers are done. Run from the faggots.
Run from the faggots.
You know that's what they
It's not a bad
No,
song.
it's not. You know what? Unironically, this would come up in a playlist, and if I wasn't listening to the lyrics, I'd just let it go.
Yeah. It's, you know, it was terrifying when I was younger. It was like, oh man, if I fuck with the wrong dude, he could fuck my mouth and then watch his cum drip off my face.
Totally.
Like, that's really rough.
I also want to shout out to that line. I'll terrorize them like Arabs. Don't fuck with, like, what he said.
Yeah.
Don't mess with our fags, or what, you fuck
Yeah.
with the wrong fag. It's
Yeah.
like, what a line. I'll tear. Like, you were both racist and homophobic, but in a weird pro-gay way at the same time.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know what I remember at the time too, listening to this, like, okay, maybe this was made in a basement studio, but the guy's got some writing and
You'd be surprised.
speaking talent. Like, you got to put it in the context of 2006.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't exist. The closest thing you could come to like a gay song would be like, I'm pretty sure that Wham song was, you know.
Yeah, you had a couple like jokey artists that came out every once in a while, but they're usually like they were comedy first. Like you could tell it was a comedy artist, where it's like this guy, it's like this is gangster rap, but it's straight up just gay shit.
Yeah, it's gay as shit, and it's a little wild and hardcore, but it doesn't sound to me like a joke.
No, it sounds like this guy means what he's saying.
Yeah, because I could see a parody thing. There were a lot of parody songs at the time where it's like, hey, let's do a hardcore rap song and make it gay as shit.
Well, nowadays there's a lot.
This
of songs
guy's
like that.
saying
Yeah.
terms and stuff that like is in with the lingo of the times.
Yep, he's saying stuff that you would say as a LA gangster rapper.
Yeah. It's kind of wild. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if you saw Gangsta Fag, I think he wore white.
I got a
face
picture
paint.
of it. I could probably just throw it up on camera.
Do you?
real quick. Yeah,
Am I right about that?
You did. It
he's
was
wearing,
half white, half black face paint and a baseball bat.
Yeah. See, if that dude was staring down at you, like, I wouldn't want to fuck with that
No,
dude.
I wouldn't fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
Gay or non-gay way, I wouldn't fuck with this dude.
Yeah. 641 subscribers, 29 likes, no dislikes.
No. Well, they
So.
removed the dislikes, so you wouldn't be able to do it anyways.
Well, that leads us to Meek Mill, Diddy, and Usher.
Speaking of fags and rap,
Yeah. Double XL Mag, and this story goes back a few months to, well, we're in early March.
yeah.
Double XL Mag, Diddy, they were reporting Diddy is the protagonist of another media scandal involving Meek Mill and Usher.
I say antagonist, but okay.
They say protagonist.
So he's the hero of the story.
Well,
I know protagonist just means main character, but
yeah. Diddy is facing a sex harassment and assault lawsuit filed against him by Lil Rod Mattiott Jones, or made it, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Lil Rod made it, Jones.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it definitely made it because that'd be a current modern day rap names are the worst thing ever.
Ever.
They're really hard to follow. It's usually way too long.
Yeah.
Lil Nas X. It's like, dude, you could just cut it off at like Lil X or something.
Yeah.
Nas was taken. Sorry.
A file of approximately 73 pages has been opened against Diddy by Lil Rod Jones, in which he's accused of sexual violence and harassment. The file also reports that during the recording of the Love album, Off the Grid, or Diddy's latest album, Jones was the victim of mobbing by Diddy, suffered harassment, witness drug use. Again, throwing witness drug use.
I was gonna say, like, getting that far into the
Come
rap
on,
game and
man.
not witnessing drug use, there's something wrong.
Yeah, like, just, you know, if you suffered harassment or you were ganged up on and raped, like, that's
that's different.
witness drug use.
I've been to rap shows where I've witnessed drug use and shit like that.
I've witnessed drug use at most places
Yeah.
I've been.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
I was the one using the drugs. at
I
most
was usually
places.
participating in said drug use. So, yeah, that witness drug use, like, oh, I'm above this. I went to Diddy's home studio,
Yeah.
and there were, oh, my,
He was
clutching
smoking
at pearls.
a blunt in the studio.
He had a blunt in the studio, and there were lines of coke and everything. Like, come
How
on.
could he?
He would have been the victim of sexual violence, he claims. Maybe got out of there. Specifically, Diddy, the actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, and that comes up
Yep.
from time to time. I've met him, too.
Yep. Doesn't that come up with the Will Smith too?
I believe it does. And Young Miami, YUNG, makes it sound
Young
Asian.
Miami. Yeah, no, it's a guy, I think. Hold
Is
on.
black dude or
I'm going to assume
Asian
black
guy?
dude. Hold up.
YUNG sounds Asianish.
No, but young is just something they do. It's a black chick.
Black chick.
But
Okay.
YUNG, young, is just kind of a new way of saying young, like young Ripa or whatever, young
Yeah,
N-word.
I got you.
What the fuck I want to do. No, that's Tyler the Creator.
I put the
joke.
H on the end of it.
Tyler the Creator has a long-running joke on his show where he's a serious rapper, makes great music, but he also has a joke rapper that he uses to make fun of other rappers called Young Nigga.
Oh,
It's
really?
the funniest fucking sketch. I'll have to play it one day.
Yeah. Play it for me. So, there's chick would have been involved. Diddy, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Young Miami sexually abused the producer. Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had sexual relations with the rapper, R&B singer, and Stevie J. The names of Meek Mill and Usher were withheld from the footnotes. So how do we know that it's Meek Mill and Usher?
Okay.
Well, they were withheld. I'm sorry. They were withheld from the files, the 73 pages of files, but there were footnotes.
Oh.
And in the footnotes, it
Got 'em.
says they describe them as these words. He is a rapper from Philadelphia who dated Nicki Minaj. That would be a
that narrows it down a little
$200
bit.
question on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Right? The other was he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful residency in Vegas.
Again, pretty specific.
That's not $1,000 or a
No,
Final
that's a
Jeopardy
Super
question.
Bowl.
So you're talking about Meek Mills
said
would
they got-
be Nicki Minaj and Philadelphia rapper, and you're talking about Usher who would have played the Super Bowl and a successful
Exactly.
residency in Vegas. So that's how they're like, okay,
They said they got molested by Young Miami, this chick?
Yeah,
I was going to say, like,
that'd be fine.
I don't see many guys who'd have a problem with that.
And then I was on my favorite TikTok or not TikTok, but X, and I ran into Elijah Maine, and he apparently used to run with Diddy and was there for some parties, and it's a little hard to understand, but he apparently recorded through the wall P. Diddy, and he explains what you're about to hear at the end of the clip. And he's kind of animated. He's a black guy.
Yeah.
He's in the game. And so we might
shit.
We might need some help with interpretation. I think what he says in the beginning is that was spiked, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Champagne or whatever they were drinking. And so dudes was passed out all over everywhere. Diddy was just going dude to dude and just kind of fucking having his way. But this is apparently Diddy behind Meek Mill and this is recorded through the wall, if you'll indulge me here. Right.
Oh, Lord! Lord, Jesus! Oh, Lord! Oh!
No, not that one?
Not that
okay.
one.
Sorry, wrong clip.
Hold on. I want to make sure this is queued up properly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Fuck that shit, nigga! Fuck that shit!
All the champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink. I smoke, nigga. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but, like, everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the fuck was going on,
overdrive.
but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take dick. I heard niggas being like, yeah, daddy. Like, when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this shit because I was like, this nigga Diddy rich. So I'm finna put the squeeze on and get me a couple dollars and just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Blackmail him.
There's nobody believed that was really Diddy beating Meek back in. But now,
Beating the meat
now
back
y'all
in.
motherfuckers.
Now y'all motherfuckers believe it.
Fuck that shit, nigga! Fuck that shit!
All the champagne was spikes.
That's aggressive. Woo.
Yeah, he's going to town.
He's having a great time.
Yeah, he's
At least one of them is.
and he's going hard. That's going to leave red marks on a
Yeah.
set of ass cheeks. I got to be honest with you. This, people are going to blame you for this. They're going to go, Garrett's been here a couple weeks and now it's gay as shit. This is the
Sorry.
gangsta fag and fucking listening to
Just
gay
the show.
shit. Yeah, I don't mean to do that. I can't help it. What's in the news, and that
What's
reminded
funny
me
is
of
funny.
gangsta fag.
Gangsta
Yeah.
Bag was funny.
Poor Meek Mill. Gangsta
You
Fag
remind
was
me a
funny.
lot of.
You got to admit.
I was gonna
Gangsta
say
Fag's
you remind
funny.
me a lot of. There's a bunch of modern artists too. Like they're kind of jokes for a while, but they have a couple real songs that are like, oh, hold on, that's good. But one of them's called Lil Toe.
Lil Toe.
Yep, and he's kind of that same way where he dresses up as a giant foot with a ski mask on. He just makes the most dumbass rap, and then occasionally he'll drop a song that's good and serious.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But-
I've never heard of Mr. Toe.
No, not a lot of people have. It's one of those weird things that just
Yeah.
kind of popped in my feed. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
You got some weird shit on your feed, dude.
I listen to a lot of like, I'm not like trying to be all hipster about it. Like I only listen to things nobody else listens to, but I'm always looking for new things to listen to. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things to do is find an artist who hasn't made it yet and then
Yeah.
see a live show with like 20 people in the audience. I love that shit.
Yeah, it's cool. And what
Oh, yeah.
you know what? You'll probably have it. You could find yourself one or two times in your life where someone blows and fucking blows up. And
Yeah,
you're like,
it's happened a couple times already.
Has it?
Yeah.
What, have they blown up though?
Yeah, I think Polyphia dropping a album with Steve Vai, Chino Marino from
Yeah.
Deftones, and a couple of rappers that are popular today, like Lil Snot and stuff like that. But it's like, I saw those guys in the basement of St. Andrews Hall, then again in St. Andrews Hall, and then again in Royal Oak Music Theater. And every time I see them, it gets bigger. Now they're selling out arenas.
Okay, that's pretty big.
So they're good.
I admit I don't
And
know
then
shit about the
Sleep Token. I saw them open for Polyphia, and now they are currently touring with Pantera.
Okay.
So they're doing great.
Yeah.
And they were listed as the best metal act of 23.
Okay. And you saw them with
I saw
nobody?
them opening up for Polyphia in the St. Andrews Hall, which is funny because they were opening up between kind of just a weird rock band and then this rapper named Lil Aaron who was terrible. They were just
Really?
between this. It was the most weird fucking out of left field like lineup.
Yeah. It's
And
so
this-
funny. I was like the guy, like, you know what? I'm not going to go there 3 hours early and watch 4 opening acts.
Me.
You know, but you
I
wonder
like
who
to check
those
them out
20
'cause I
people
want to
are.
see those guys are, and a lot of times they bring like a local guy or somebody that nobody knows, and sometimes the artists have like an in on somebody who's really good, and they want to just give them some promotion.
Yeah.
And you can find some sweet artists that way. I've done that.
Yeah, yeah. I believe it. I know you can. It's kind of wild though, man. I don't know what all this P. Diddy stuff means. Again, I was not assaulted by him.
No.
The time I met him.
No, you got lucky.
He's very,
Maybe he
very
doesn't
nice
like white
to me.
people. I'm seeing a pattern
Maybe,
here. He doesn't
maybe.
seem to go after the whites.
It's a little tough because you know those guys. First off, that's a very small circle
Yeah.
when you're talking about elite recording artists.
Yeah.
They all know each other. Hollywood actors, same way. Very, very small community. And so when there's abuse going on,
They know about it.
they know about it.
Oh, they always knew about it.
You know, if you think comics didn't know about Chris D'Elia
Yeah.
or Bill Cosby,
Oh, that was an open joke.
It was an
they would
open
make
joke.
that like next time you're hanging out with Bill Cosby,
Yeah.
hey, don't take any drinks from him, and they'd
Yeah.
laugh it off. And this was like 10 years before the allegations.
absolutely. The Bill Cosby one, when that blew up,
Oh yeah,
that
that blew up at a weird
dude
time. for
was
me.
saying that in Philadelphia, the guy that
Yeah.
blew the whistle on that, because it was such an open joke. I don't even think he expected it to blow up. I can't
No.
remember his name now, the black dude that outed Cosby and was getting heckled for it. And was just like, oh, yeah, motherfucker, he's been spiking drinks, raping bitches, and whatever he
Hannibal
said.
Buress.
Hannibal Buress.
He's still doing work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love Hannibal.
Yeah, Hannibal's great. Hannibal knew that for years
Yeah.
and just said it.
Yeah,
I don't
what's he
think it
gonna
was
do?
planned.
He's always been a very direct comedian. He'll just say what's
Yeah.
on his mind. And the way he says it is perfect too. He's just like, yeah, Cosby's out here raping people, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
But he says it in such a way that you don't take him serious.
right. I know, like,
Thank you, Richard Hannibal.
Dane Cook shit, stories about him I
Yep.
heard for years.
Yeah,
from
Louis
friends.
C.K. and him were an open fight for the longest time too.
Were they?
Yep.
Yeah, I was never a huge Dane Cook fan.
I wasn't either.
That very first thing he did, I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the whatever tour.
The two in the pink, one in the stink. I still
Yeah.
see that drawn on shit at my work sometimes. It's
Really?
Just, I think it's just the age of the people at the time.
Yeah.
It's like I can tell the graffiti is like 20 years old because it's got
Right.
the two in the pink, one in the stink on it.
Right. Well, he had that on as an album.
The Shocker.
insert, the
Yeah.
Shocker, whatever. And I think his stage had that because he did it in the round. Newberg was on that tour with him.
Oh, wow.
And Newberg and him would play, and 2 other comics would play Newberg's song at the end of the night, and the whole crowd in a stadium.
Oh, that's cool.
20,000 people
Yeah.
would sing it. You know, the shit that Newberg does.
No, it sucks he stole all his jokes because, you know, a comedian playing Madison Square Garden was like unheard of before Dane Cook.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it came out he stole most of that material from better
Did he?
comedians.
Did
Yeah.
he steal it? I
There's,
knew.
there's a lot of jokes that they were able to like parse out almost word for word. But that's why I said he was fighting with Louis C.K.'s because he was taking Louis' jokes.
Yeah, and Louis is the wrong guy to take.
No,
jokes
you don't
from.
take jokes from Louis. Come
Louis is too good. Too. You know when it's Louis.
Yeah.
That'd be like stealing
He's got
shit
his-
from Burr.
exactly.
Like you just can't.
You can't.
But you know, I don't think Dane was a big partier. Chris D'Elia wasn't. Like Chris D'Elia didn't party at all. I know. I Raj was telling me once.
I think
that
Chris D'Elia said he's sober.
Chris has always been sober.
Yeah.
Or he got sober at a really young age. But to the point where he had Raj over to one of his parties.
Oh, he went to rehab. That's what it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
And he's been sober for a long time. So he was having a house party and invited Raj over to go shopping with him to pick out liquor because he didn't even know what to have in a house for a party.
Yeah.
And I think it was Raj and Newberg left after a couple hours at this party. They were like, these are like high school chicks. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
And it was like, but he was stone sober. I don't know. So those stories, those guys know, all those guys, and it's they know what's going on with these guys. So how much of this shit was going on with Diddy? You think back immediately like, wait a minute, Usher discovered, quote unquote, Justin Bieber.
Exactly.
And then Justin Bieber was loaned to Diddy for like 48 hours to like mentor
working on an album or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember Justin Bieber and
like
Diddy
a 15-year-old,
yeah.
like a 15-year-old Justin Bieber. There's videos out there of the two of them.
Well, it's like the Drake Bell and Greg Peck thing. Right. It's like, why are you loaning your kid to this dude when there's kind of an open secret going on?
Yeah, it's weird. And you wonder, like, I don't know, did he do anything with Justin Bieber? Who knows?
Now's the time to come out, Bieber.
Know. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild shit. It's wild shit. And I think these guys have gotten away with it in the industry for so long. It's going to continue to get harder and harder and harder to get away with
no
this
pun
stuff.
intended.
Yeah. But getting away with it and being able to just go, shut the fuck up. This person's just after money. The digital footprint is going to be so loud. It's going to be undeniable.
Well, like that guy said in his video, he said, like, y'all thought I was, like, he said he was doing it for the money at first. And it's like, y'all thought I was just lying, but now look at it. It's all coming out. And I posted this before and you called me a fucking liar. Like, I kind of get that where he's like, eh.
And you're right. I was just
like,
trying to blackmail the motherfucker.
I was just trying to blackmail the motherfucker for money.
Yeah, if I got to admit, if I was at a house party at Diddy's, and 3 a.m, I'm sober, all these dudes are passed out everywhere, and Diddy is
just hear
going
fucking gay sex in the other room.
Damn, on Meek Mill's ass.
Oh, I'm definitely holding a video.
I might record
I'm gonna
that
try and get a
too.
camera in there too. I want to make sure I know it's them. That way, when I release the footage and blackmail them, it's undeniable.
Although, threatening blackmail of Sean Combs.
Yeah, my
that's almost. It's probably not as bad. I know it sounds silly, but that's like threatening MC Hammer.
Yeah,
right. Like MC
Hammer was a gangster.
Gangster as fuck. That dude's got buried bodies.
Yeah.
Now you might think of the flashy pants and the fucking tap dance.
Little dance he did. And
no.
big butts.
Don't hurt him. No, Hammer was the fucking hardest. Yeah. Like, you think NWA was tough?
No, Hammer.
No.
NWA feared Hammer. They openly said that.
They all feared Hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer was no bullshit. So MC Hammer, that's like threatening. I don't think I'd go around threatening MC Hammer. No. And, that's one Oakland brother I wouldn't fuck with. Diddy's like legit Bronx, Queens.
Yep.
Dude with more money than he could possibly spend and not afraid to, he's not going to go fight someone or shoot someone, but he could definitely pay people to. Yeah. So I don't know that I'd want to be blackmailing that cat, but, I don't know. People are saying, yeah, you could tell that sounds like Diddy and Meek Mill. And I'm like, I just hear balls slapping asses.
Yeah, a lot of yelling. And
I don't know what Diddy's balls sound like, but,
Now you do.
I could. I believe that it could be, but that's kind of wild.
You're the one who stood closest to him in this room right now.
Yeah,
so
I know.
If anyone knows what his balls sound like, it's you have a better guess than I do.
That's true. I'll tell you what, man. That dude he didn't even have an inappropriate handshake.
Oh.
There was no,
just super polite, very formal.
Yeah, he was great.
Good.
He was great. So I don't know that I buy all this stuff. It's funny to talk about, but
yeah. I don't know. I kind of buy some of it. I think once you get up that money part, you start thinking you're invincible and just trying to get away with shit at that point.
I hate to think like, wow, if I really made it big and had, got some fucking $100 million deal from Podcast One Group and all of a sudden we've got fucking flash
we got
cash
money and
shit
like that.
Now I'm
Rogan money.
It's like, I'm done with hot chicks, man. I'm moving on to goats.
Yeah.
And then I'm moving on to this.
See, but it'd be like, it'd take a while to get there, I think. I think it's when you guys start getting the old rich people. That's when you start seeing like, they're like always talking like, it's
the eyes wide shut fuck parties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it's always old, weird, rich men. That's usually the stereotype for that shit.
That's true. as defamatory as that is.
No,
and,
but usually those
racist
guys
and
start running out of
sexist
things to
and
do.
ageist.
Oh, it's
but
just ageist.
we're in the middle of a conversation about a middle-aged black man doing it.
I'm saying he's running out of things. It starts there. You start running out of things, and then you move on to the eyes wide shut party.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is those eyes wide shut parties do go on.
Yeah,
those do. And in Hollywood, I was with I don't remember who I was with, but if they've got like,
we got a good question real quick. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, but Cord's asking if he got Mark.
if I got what?
If he got Mark, did he?
Oh, he could have. I want to say Mark was in and out of the office more.
We just had to clarify. I want to make sure Mark was safe
Yeah.
too.
It's possible Mark got.
Well, that's
possible
when he gets in
and
here.
maybe Mark and I would have been living together then.
Oh,
maybe
shit.
Mark snuck off and went to Kid Rock's house and
Yeah, that's why you didn't get invited.
Kid and Diddy did.
Like, yeah, your friend's a lot cooler.
Yeah, they were like, I want that fat ass on Fellhauer.
Yep.
And and Fellhauer drove over to Kid Rock's house and got it on. I don't know.
It's possible.
I'll ask him next time I see him.
Sweet.
But I didn't see anything.
Yep.
And as far as I know, Diddy only gave me his number.
Exactly.
So I don't know. But I remember telling him.
Yeah.
I do remember telling Diddy, like, dude, Mark and I will come out for sure. We'll pull an all-nighter.
Yeah.
And go hang out at Kid Rock Studio
Just
with
for
P.
the
Diddy.
story of it
They were
alone.
literally two of the biggest artists on
Yeah.
planet Earth at the time.
Oh yeah, early 2000s.
This would have been like
especially,
going
yeah.
to Jay-Z and Beyonce's. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to fucking Dr. Dre's studio to hang with Eminem.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the size Kid Rock and fucking Diddy were then.
yeah.
Like, it was, but I think he was still Puff then.
Yep.
And he was with what's her name? He
shit.
was still fucking J-Lo
Yep.
at the time, I believe. So it was a big deal, but
And then you were saying about the eyes wide shut parties.
yeah, those would be. What was I saying about the?
You were saying that you had a story about something.
Oh
related
no,
to it.
not an eyes wide shut
Okay.
party,
I
but
was about
just
to say, like, hold on.
There's a lot of seedy shit
Yeah.
going on in LA. Like if you're driving down, it might be Melrose or Sunset. I can't remember which, or Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
And there's a shitload of tarot card reading. It's like, how many people are getting their fucking
Exactly. There's
cards
something else.
read?
It's the same. It's what I see
it's a
mattress
front.
stores. I'm like,
Yeah, it's a front, and they're selling drugs
Yeah.
out the back, is what that is.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of shit like that, like right out in the open.
a lot of faggots, or was it a lot of maggots smoking fags on Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, what is that? Wait,
That's the System of a Down song.
is that?
It's the only way I know my Hollywood streets is from the Systems of a Down song. Was it Lost in Hollywood?
Oh, okay. Is he naming all the songs?
Yeah, it's like all you maggots smoking fags on Sunset Boulevard, and they'll go to like all you
Yeah.
maggots smoking
Have
fags
you been
on
there?
Hollywood Boulevard. Never been to California.
Oh wow, you'd love it.
I'll try one day.
Yeah. It's fun. Sunset Strip is fun.
Cool.
If you want to go get fucked up and walk around and just
Yeah.
like walk bar to bar, but it's
Okay.
dangerous.
That's kinda-
It's dangerous. It's a dangerous spot. Hot chicks. It's a tough spot for them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creepy fucking
And the homeless problems just getting
grounded
worse
in
and worse by the
nothing,
day.
zero morals people.
Yep.
Targeting other human beings.
I was never always. That's one of my things when I always say I was never afraid of like scary movies for the monsters. It was always the movies with crazy people that freaked
Yeah.
me out because I'm like that could happen. That
Yeah.
a motherfucker could pop off,
Be
break
that
into my house
crazy.
and kill me.
For sure.
Could happen.
Speaking of crazy motherfuckers,
All right.
This is so Taliban. This is so Taliban. But this is so. Can you get more Taliban than this?
All right.
Like ISIS does something exceptional.
Yeah.
Gets all this great press over the weekend.
Yeah.
And
They
the
had the little
Taliban's
Russia
like,
incident.
"Look, over here, look at us.
We still do things.
And it's like, okay, Taliban, what is it? Fine. What do you need?
ISIS is the kid who got an A, and Taliban's like, well, I didn't fail this time.
Yeah, exactly. I was sick that week. So Taliban's getting, trumped left and right by
Yeah.
ISIS. Has been for years
Oh
now.
yeah, since like
You know?
08.
So Taliban is coming out now, and they're saying, by the way, we're going to start stoning bitches to death in street publicly.
We thought you were doing that already.
Yeah, but they've toned down on
Okay.
some of that. But
they're
it's
gonna
like,
ramp it up again.
with all the fucking, white hot press that ISIS
Yeah.
has gotten the last couple days with Putin and all that shit. That's global news.
Yeah.
Taliban's like, do not forget us. We still stone bitches in
We still do
street.
crazy shit.
And so now here's a broad being stoned to death. It's a very small picture.
Oh.
And that might be file footage. That could be some
Yeah.
Reuters clip of some chick.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd let them take the veil off for the
At a
stoning.
point where you're at a stoning, it's like, why are you keeping the whole thing on? Like, I know that's like a religious thing, and I feel like if you've already said that you're going to kill this person by throwing rocks at him,
Yeah.
they're probably
Let
not
him
part of your
breathe.
religion anymore. Just take the fucking mask off.
I can't do the mask on
Or
my
maybe it's just for
fucking
the
face.
people throwing the stones. Like, it's, you know how when you when they execute somebody by firing squad, they put one live round in and everyone else
Yeah.
gets a blank.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just so you don't have to see the damage you're doing.
No, I think they like the damage.
Yeah.
Doing. Half the time, it's their old man that does it.
Yeah.
Like their dad's like, "You dirty whore," and then he stones her. And I noticed some getting stoned to death sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But it's a different kind of stoning.
Yeah, yeah. We're not talking about the fun kind.
Yeah.
This isn't a Diddy party.
So their supreme leader announced this. He declared war against, of course, Western democracy.
Yep.
That would be us, by
Death
the
to
way.
America.
Yeah.
The classic call.
Addressing Western officials in a voice message on state TV Saturday, Mullah Hibatullah Akundazara.
Bob.
We'll just call him Bob going forward. So Bob said he called the Western human rights defenders representatives of the devil. So is he talking about liberals? They tend to want to be like
I
human
can
rights
hear that, yeah.
defenders. That's kind of a liberalish move,
It's a
right?
liberalish move, yeah.
You say it's violation of women's rights when we stone them to death, but we will soon implement the punishment for adultery. Some chick just wants to get some deep dick, and all of a sudden,
Rocks.
rocks. To
I
the
like
face.
if they said it.
Wow.
I love the way that was phrased, where they said, you think it's discriminatory or whatever. I'm trying to remember the exact word he said. But it's like,
you say it's violation of humans' rights
violation
when
of
we
human
stone
rights
them
when
to
we
death.
stone women to death. It's a violation of anybody's fucking right if you stone them to death.
And especially humans' rights.
Yeah,
and
I'm
especially
pretty
women's
sure-
humans' rights.
I'm pretty sure I have a right to not get rocks thrown at me till I die. But
Wait, hold on though, Garrett. In fairness, if you went next door and sat on some fucking sheep fucker's dick
all right,
for an hour,
Yeah.
and then the whole fucking, the whole
I
village
hop off
found
Bob,
out
head
of
over
it.
to
The whole cave system
Joe.
found out about
Yeah.
it. Like, what do you expect them to do? You think you're going to keep your rights at that point?
Yeah, it might be a little bit
you
weird, but I
blew
might get
someone
jealous.
down in the fucking hut down the road,
Yeah.
and now you're going to keep your fucking human rights? I mean,
they would have thrown me off the building before I got there. Let's be honest.
That's true. You would have been tossed off.
Oh yeah, I would have got there, be like, hello, and off the building.
Yeah. Would you cannonball? Would you Superman?
I think I'd go for a swan dive.
Swan dive.
Yeah, I
Swan
want to
dives
see how
go.
fast I can break the neck.
Jackknife would be tough.
That would be tough.
Legs first would.
I might be able. You know what? I could do a flip into a swan dive. It depends on how tall the building is.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'd do a flip just for style points.
Well, you know what? Swan dive is great.
Yes.
Even
Yeah, like that weird.
the cross.
Yep.
Head first is the way to go. I got horrified recently. I was watching back in September. I was watching a 9/11 documentary that I hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And it included a lot of original footage. There were famously a couple. I want to say they were brothers, but it might not have been. But they were with one of the New York fire station teams doing a documentary when the plane were. They were like,
Oh, yeah. I think
there
I've
was
seen
like a
that.
gas leak or something
Yep.
they were dealing with when the plane went right over them and
Yep.
boom
And
into
they
the
got it
building.
all.
And they got everything. They got everything.
I've seen that footage. It's
And
hard.
It's harsh. It's very hard to watch, but it's incredible to watch from that perspective.
It's like a train crash.
But this is a different one, and I can't remember the name of it. It might have been a National Geographic something, but they were talking about people that were in one of the buildings that got out, like the last to leave.
Yeah.
And this guy was telling a story about getting out of the building and walking down the street, and he hears this woman asking for help. And he's like, yeah, he turns around, and it's like, all I can assume is she was in one of the planes and fell out of the plane and fell 80 stories, landed on the cement,
Yeah.
and was still alive.
Holy shit.
Not in a position you'd recognize the human body at
No.
all. Most of it squished into jello,
I think you got about
but just
another
like,
minute of brain activity before
right,
it's out.
right, and just like a fucking sideways head with a mouth, sort of speaking incoherently but uttering "help me," and it's like, oh no!
Yeah,
Outside of a fucking shovel, there's no way to help you.
No, we're putting you down.
And it was like, oh shit. So I would not want to jackknife off a building, even if you're 80
No,
stories
you
up.
don't want to fuck up a jackknife and survive.
And-
That's
and
why I
then
want to
be-
go swan dive. I want to end on the head.
Yeah. If you can end on the head,
That's
I
the
think,
goal. Go for the neck break.
Yeah. But that terrified
Like
me.
I said,
that,
depending
like,
on the building,
ooh.
I'll maybe throw a flip in, but I think I'm ending swan dive.
Yeah, swan dive's the way to go. It might be hard against the winds and
Yeah.
the travel speed. You're not going to pick up that kind of speed off a high dive.
Conditions given.
Yeah.
I'll give
one
you a
of
little-
these and, hold it up. So anyways, back to the stoners here.
Yeah.
We will flog women in public. Okay, I think that's where they have that
Yeah, it's like
that thing with the
like a
wispy
cat o' nine
things. Yeah, and they just kind of smack. I've seen them pussy do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get you, and they're like whack it. It's like this is more sexual in nature than it is like painful, I think.
Yeah.
But some of the women are screaming about it and whining, so I'm not saying it's great. We will stone them to death in public. These are all against your democracy, but we will keep doing it. We both say we defend human rights. We do it as God's representative. You do it as the devil's.
Okay.
I mean, they're slinging some allegations here.
That is
about
some
us.
allegations, especially coming from the people throwing rocks at people till they die.
You were treating women like animals. Are these your rights? Now, I don't know what he's talking about there. Some of us treat women like animals.
I feel like
but-
everybody around the USA is kind of treated like an animal. You get up, you go to work, you do your thing, you fuck
Yeah.
off. We're all kind of animals in this.
Right.
But also, you put bags on their heads and don't let them be seen in public, and also
Yeah.
keep them locked up all day. And men can collect women like they're fucking Pokemon trading cards.
Yeah, and the reason with the whole fucking glad
Quite
bag
literally
over the body
animals.
is they don't want to be tempting the dudes.
Yeah.
The dudes can't help it. So I
Exactly.
think that's what that's about. Like I only suck his dick, and not anyone
Maybe.
else's. I only get
Only
up
your
duels.
husband gets to see your face.
Right. But if they're going to stone you to death, why not pull it off and be like, huh? Show it off a little bit.
Let it out. Well,
And
they
if-
don't want the guys to get hard before they throw the rocks.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit hard.
By the way, Akhuz,
Get rocked before rock.
Yeah. Bob, by the way, never been seen in public. It's kind of cool.
A woman may choose to wear, this is just coming off Google and Wikipedia, so take it for what you
Yeah.
will. Women may choose to wear the burqa to express her piety, modesty, and rejection of Western culture, political views, and cultural views.
Yeah, of
Among
course,
other
it's
reasons, a woman may
politicized.
also wear a burqa, being
They didn't
forced
used to,
or
though.
so by law or protection, as was the case in Afghanistan during the first period of Taliban rule. So Taliban says forced, the rest of them are by option.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, there was a time in the 50s, 60s, 70s, I believe, 80s maybe, where they were wearing fucking blue jeans and shit and dressing hot as they
Learn
could.
how to drive.
Nah, I don't know that they were
Not
driving
yet.
their own,
Well,
but
that was Saudi Arabia when they put him in the fucking bumper car.
I think that I can't remember what that goes back to. But there was a specific incident and article written from a Muslim scholar based on his trip to America and Western culture. And I want to say it was during the disco age and what he was seeing in the clubs and brought that back to the Middle East and was like, here's what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And then it was just like, whoosh, shut the door on everything.
Yeah.
And they've been,
They're like, that doesn't go against or with Allah.
yeah. So they've been deep in it ever since. I'm sure there's some Muslims out there that would take issue with everything I'm saying, but I can only watch so many documentaries. I don't know
Some
what to
ears are
tell you.
burning Dearborn right now, but
Yeah,
it's just what we see.
Definitely. In a
I'm right next to
further,
Dearborn. I gotta be careful.
yeah, you do. It's they seem like nice guys.
Oh, yeah.
But great food.
Oh yeah.
In a further affront to international advocacy for women's rights, Bob criticized the calls for such rights as contradictory to the Taliban's interpretation of Islamic Sharia law. I told you they were bringing this shit back.
Yep.
I told you, longtime listeners of this show, when they're like, they're not bringing Sharia law.
No, Trump killed them all.
They're not. Yes, they of course want Sharia. They want Sharia law here.
Yeah.
Some of them.
They've called for it.
They've called for it. Yes, there are places that have. That want like no, just for ourselves, for our neighborhoods, we want to implement it. You're
Yeah.
like,
No,
hey, bro,
that's not how that
You
works.
left your neighborhoods to come here.
When you left the Middle East, you now are in the USA. You
Yeah.
go with USA law.
yeah,
Not
or
Sharia.
Go away.
Yeah.
So they are against Sharia and clerics' opinions. The clerics who toppled Western democracy. One is God's league, and another one is the devil's. And we are on God's side. We do seem to be going way more towards the devil right now.
I can see that.
I'll give Bob credit for that.
Russia said it better, where they said like, "Hey, America's kind of falling down the fucking devil side of stuff," because Russia has kind of a God-based sort
Little
of
bit.
law. Yeah, they're very Russian Orthodox.
Yeah.
So it's like they got a little bit of God in their political system, and they kind of get that. And they were calling America like Satan and the devil and shit, but they
Yeah.
were doing it more mild. They were like, they weren't saying like. I can see where the argument could be made that America's going down a little bit of a road right now.
Yeah, we're going down. We're going to hell quick.
A lot of our exports are just fake asses and Instagram
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah, they surely are. I got to be honest with you. I think we could use
A war?
big old splash of God in this. Like
A little bit.
Look, I'm not one of those. As you know, anybody that's listened to me, but I think there's a lot of good that comes from religion. As someone who never goes to church, I don't even go on Christmas.
It's not even a God thing. It's just a set of like morals that
morals
that's
and
what
standards.
I think is good about Christianity. And I will say this to everyone because I talk to a lot of gay people. A lot of gay people don't like a lot of Christians. They just don't get along.
Yeah.
So they usually go the route of fuck all religion, fuck all that shit.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's the totally wrong way to go about it.
Yeah.
You should be able to go to church and learn stuff from them because what it is it's a good community to kind of get some morals and values and then share them with a whole community of people.
Yeah. And, you know, when we did the homeless thing, I got a pretty good idea because it didn't involve the church.
Yeah.
It did summarily, if that's the right word. But not directly. But when you saw like the work that was being done, where the money is being raised, those charities rely heavily on the church to, you know, pitch in and give people safe places to lay their head and meals. Like there's a lot of good that comes from it. And the further we get as a society, like I want to be Kim Kardashian, I want to be a TikTok star, I want to be a YouTube
I can
star.
see other countries are looking at us like, what the fuck's going on in America?
And it's being propagandized so bad by China, Russia. You know, it's so bad.
Yeah, they don't like us, so they're just going to use it against us.
No, and it's pushing us into these debates that we've never had before, these fights we've never had before, this horrible, you know, where it's like, why not have some strange man in drag read to your fucking 3-year-old? You know, like where that's not really a good fucking fight to have. Why does that adult man want to be reading to your fucking toddler child anyways? That seems groomerish. Sorry, it doesn't mean drag queens don't exist. It doesn't mean trans people don't exist. It just means that is fucked up. That's fucked up. And why you'd want to be hanging. So, but then you get a political split. And this is where TikTok and all that, when you normalize that stuff, you get people coming in and defending it. That's how you end up with Congress people talking about maps being misunderstood.
Yeah.
And then having to, of course, take those words back 2 days
And
later.
that's what I think. What I brought up Russia too is what's his name? I'm trying to remember it. It was a former KGB agent named Yuri Alexandrovich Bezmenov.
Yeah, I've played it.
Oh yeah, we've
times.
played it before, and it's like I can see exactly where he's coming from. He's like, no, we
It's
can get in there
terrifying.
and we can just start fucking up your whole country from we'll play the long game.
And think about how cheap it is to do with social media now, as opposed to sending
you don't have to
over
send people to like get in the
get
weird
into the
positions to have
classrooms of
power and stuff. No, you just put out the right fucking TikTok to the right group of people, and they'll promote it for you.
And the same thing holds true when you look at Google engineers who are like, "Fuck no, I don't let my kids on Facebook. Hell no, I don't give them unfettered access to the internet." Like all the people that are designing the shit won't let their kids on it.
Nope.
That tells you everything you need to know. Do you think the Chinese government is allowing U.S. TikTok in fucking China?
No, they got Chinese TikTok.
No. Chinese TikTok shuts off at 10 p.m.
And for the record,
night.
I'm not saying we should ban Chinese TikTok in the U.S. either. Like, I feel like TikTok's its own little company. They should be able to just do what the fuck they're doing, and it's up to us to
the problem.
use it or not.
The argument is we don't want a Chinese-owned company that is beholden, as they all are, to the Chinese government, collecting data. So you have to sell TikTok to a U.S.
No, we like our data collection
company.
U.S. based.
Yes, right.
And then they sell it to China.
We'll collect
I'll
data
give my
on our
information to
citizens.
Facebook, and Facebook will sell to China for me. Not
Exactly.
China take it directly and cut out the middleman so they don't have to buy it
Yes,
anymore.
Yes.
That's all
you
it
don't
is.
just get to steal our data direct. You buy it from the U.S.
from us.
government. That's the way you get it.
And that's
sons
why I
of
always say,
bitches.
like, let's just keep TikTok going because people are like, well, they're stealing our data. I'm like, Facebook's stealing our data and selling it to them anyway. They just want the profit.
They just want the profit. Off
Exactly.
it. Which, you know, I'm not crazy about the idea of
No,
China
it's all fucked. All
and the
social media
Chinese
is
government
fucked.
having unfettered access to U.S. data. Like that's a
I'm a part of it too. I got my
little bit of
Instagram,
a bridge
that's
too
it.
far, but you know how dangerous it is and how propagandized it's become.
Yep.
And when you know what's on Chinese TikTok, where it's like they're all education videos,
Kids winning awards.
kids
or
winning awards,
Good events that were going on in the country.
Exactly. It's all about like higher achievement and excellence and
How great are we?
and you know,
Pride.
climbing the ladder in whatever martial arts you're in. Like that's what's on their TikTok, and it shuts off at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, their
and
whole internet does.
Yeah, and they're not allowed to be on there for hours and hours unregulated all day.
Yep.
So they are not seeing what we are seeing on
No.
our TikTok. Just for reference.
Yeah, and I'm not saying what they're doing is right either. I mean, shutting down your whole city's internet and cutting kids off. It's like it's got to be parents to kids discretion, and I get that.
Yeah.
And in America, it's kind of just the easier option to throw an iPad at your kid and let him go fucking nuts.
And it's very hard.
It's backfiring hard
Dude,
on us.
it's hard for me to get up the gusto to like, I know I should take my dog for a walk right now. I know I should just take her to the end of the block even and come
Dude,
back.
I'm the worst with it. I get it.
It's hard. Cats are so much easier.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck off. Do your thing, man. But
The cat will
dogs,
sit on the couch and scroll through shit with me.
now imagine you have a kid. You have a
Yeah.
toddler that wants to play with really stupid shit. They want to play with fucking stupid
They
train
want to tell you the
sets, Lincoln
same
Logs.
story all the time.
Yeah,
over
they're
and
just
over.
everything's new to them.
Yep.
Like I get it. It's like, oh my god, would someone give this little asshole my phone, please? I don't want to talk to him right now.
Yep.
It's so much easier, and they're sending dick pics in Reed's class,
Yeah.
and he's in
That's
third
what's happening
grade,
with
fourth
that's what
grade.
happens when you give your kids unfettered access to the internet.
So, Bob Akhundzada
Zaza.
has called the Taliban foot soldiers. He's called on them to be resilient in opposing women's rights, and said the war against Western democracy and values will continue for decades to come.
Shit like this makes me laugh because it's always one of those things where it's like America's the worst country ever, and then you read something coming
Yeah.
out of Afghan. And it's
Yeah.
like, are you sure?
Yeah, I always feel like that. Like, oh, how cute! You're marching down fucking
Yeah.
Main Street in downtown Ann Arbor.
Oh, yeah.
talking about Black Lives
You're
Matter.
holding hands with your gay partner and burning the U.S. flag, and nobody's stopping you.
Right, exactly.
Such a bad country to be in.
I remember Raj telling me that. I'm like, where is all this fucking racism and hatred you're seeing? He's like, fucking Vidor, Texas, they still have a billboard that says, don't let the sun hit your black ass on the way out of Vidor, Texas.
Okay.
Like leaving Vidor, Texas.
I think that's funny.
I was like, first off, bullshit. I don't believe it. He's
Yeah.
like, Google it. There's a billboard in Vidor, Texas that says, don't let the sun hit your black ass on the way out. Like, in other words, get the fuck out of Vidor, Texas.
Yeah.
I go, bullshit. That doesn't exist. We Googled it and we couldn't find it. There was reference to it.
Even if it did exist, though, it's one of those things where I think even black people would laugh at it.
Yeah,
It'd just be like, it could
I don't
be
know
one of
that
those-
I don't know that they'd find it hilarious.
No, but it would be. I'd laugh at it as
But-
if it just said like any gay people get your gay ass out of here or something like that.
Yeah,
I'd laugh.
you would, but you've
Oh, yeah.
got a warped sense of humor.
Yeah.
But I looked at it and I was like, okay, so tell me when the rally is. Tell me when you need me there as backup support. And I'll march in Vidor, Texas with you. We'll go there and we'll say, this is unacceptable. This is a public display against someone for the color of their skin is going on, and it's bullshit, and we need to bring attention to it. Let me know when you need me to fly into Vidor, Texas with you, and we'll go do that. But you marching around fucking Sunset Boulevard, ranting and raving about Black Lives Matter or whatever fucking injustice of the day it is, fucking spare me.
Dude,
Sorry, no.
I had to unfollow half the bands I liked during the Black Lives Matter thing. And here's the best part is I just followed them again a month later and it was back to normal posting.
Yeah, of course it was.
They all went fucking woke for that whole month. It was every post was we need to stand up, we need to fucking fight. I unfollowed all of them. Month later, refollowed them all back. Never had an issue.
Yeah, of course.
It's the easiest thing ever.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, oh, you guys really did care, did you? That's why you're not talking about it anymore.
So the point to go full circle with this, what the story I talk about with Vidor, Texas, and talking to Raj about it was like, dude, I'll be boots on the ground for that, where there's a real injustice going on. So all of you women that want to wear pussy hats can't explain for even 1 second what the fuck the Women's March was about. No one's ever been able to explain. That was just, let's put on pussy hats
We
and
don't
cry.
have rights. I'm like, what?
What rights don't you
rights.
have?
Yeah. name
Which
your right-
ones? Name one.
Our pays are different. I'm like, have you ever looked into what jobs women take over men?
Yeah, dude, and I've been through this a million times.
It's old talking points.
Ridiculous. You go through safety.
Dude, I just had
I don't want to get into a pissing
I know,
match
I just
with
had
women.
a trans person the other day tell me that the people are openly making laws against gay people. I'm like, which ones? Like, what about the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida? I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Are you on this? I literally said it because this was a week ago. I'm like, are you still on this shit? Like, hold on. Here's the bill. Have fun. And then I went back to work. I was like, I gotta go back to work. Here's the bill.
How many gays do you have at your workplace?
No, this isn't at my work. This was
this is after work.
This was just one of my gaming friends because it's like a little group, and gay people are in that group too.
Yeah,
and some are a little fucking dumber than others.
Yeah. Oh no, I wanted to punch my mom literally across the table when she was like, hey, Trump saying bloodbath, and I was like, oh my.
Is this anything? Don't say gay bill. I was like,
fucking don't say gay bill.
It was
Really?
don't say sexual shit to kids under 3rd grade.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable. Do you think that's reasonable? She went, yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, then we agree.
That's the whole
Why are
fucking
we fighting?
bill. And it wasn't targeted. It was gays. It was all sexual.
it was
things.
all. It's just
it was
don't
like,
say
how
sexual
about
things to kids.
we don't even talk about mom and dad fucking to procreate.
Yeah. Under third grade, it wasn't
under
even
third
like
grade.
Yeah, it wasn't even like we can't do it in high school. It was no, it was
then
under third grade.
They bitched too much. I think they changed it to top through 12th grade, something like that, because they were like still trying to ramp it through, and they were like, all right, I guess we ramp it up further.
All right.
Fuck off. So coming full circle, the point being, if you guys want to start raising shit and going, oh, women's rights are being, yeah, when you're getting stoned to death for blowing your neighbor, yeah, I'd say when you have to wear that shit on your face, when you can't fucking drive a car without a male family member with you,
including
at
your
all
kid,
times,
which means your son has more rights than you do.
100%.
The kid that you birthed has more rights than you in that country.
You want to go boots on the ground there? I'm all with you.
Yep.
I mean, I'll do it from afar. I'll zoom in.
I mean, we kind of went boots on the
I'll
ground there a
Skype
few
in.
times. It's not going very well.
No, but if you really want to have honor and be like and be Christ-like in it, that I'm willing to give my life for this fight for women's rights around the globe.
That's noble.
You doing it on Main Street in Ann Arbor doesn't do much for me.
I don't care about women very much, so you can have fun with that one.
Yeah.
There's more men for me at home.
Yeah. You've got it out. I love it. So I told the Mujahideen that we tell Westerners that we fought against you for 20 years, we'll fight 20 and even more years against you. I believe him. Taking over Kabul did not mean we would now sit in offices and drink tea. It did not finish when you left. We will now bring Sharia into action into this land. His comments sparked outrage among some Afghans in the international community. They want everyone to put pressure on the Taliban.
Yeah.
Nah, we tried that. That doesn't work.
Keep in mind, they only took Kabul because Biden's a retard when we left. He just fucked it all up.
Oh, you mean the most shameful withdrawal in U.S. history? Yeah.
You mean us literally dropping the ball in every single corner and just fucking everything up? That's how you got that place. We made the most
100%.
catastrophic mistakes as we could in the moment.
Yep.
And that's why
I'm glad people still bring that up.
Oh, I do all the time.
Yeah, I'm glad that because that was early in his.
And a lot of people forgot about it. And I don't want people to forget about that one.
I don't want them to either. And they even say in here, the Taliban regained power in August of 21, following the withdrawal of all U.S.-led Western troops after nearly 20 years of involvement in the Afghan war. And that's a polite way to say it. No, that was a fucking abortion of a withdrawal is what that was.
It was an abortion of an abortion.
Yes, that was a triple abortion. That was aborting quads and is what you did there. And that was horrible, shameful. I'll never forget the image of Biden staring at his watch every 5 minutes.
Dude, even worse than that was when they went back into the fucking, not only that they captured all of our arms and shit like that, but they found the fucking documents of all of our agents in the Middle East.
Oh, yeah.
And names, places, where they were at and everything. We just fucked over every ally we ever had over there. Good job.
All digital.
Yep.
All digital. Like, fucking.
Muhammad is now getting some people showing up at his house.
Muhammad at 123 fucking Elm Street is talking to us. Muhammad at 124 Elm Street is talking to us.
Muhammad at 125.
Yeah. Every Muhammad in this village is talking to him. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, let's do some email and get out of here. My voice is going.
All right.
I can feel it. I apologize. But hey, I thought I was so tired and I had so much to do. My mom needed some help. I was like, maybe I just text Garrett and tell him we'll do a show Wednesday. I was like, no, we got to do a show.
Yeah.
So I'm here. Give me some credit.
You showed up today. That's half the battle.
I did. It is half the battle. So someone emailed. I didn't even know about this. Jason says, love the new feature on the Apple Podcast app. Works well with your guys' show.
All right, what's this feature?
Well, it translates.
Oh, God.
And so he screenshotted. Everywhere, man. She had pink everything. Pink vagine, pink titties. There was a taint. There was taint in her toenails. Yeah, there was shit in her toenails. He's not wrong. Garrett did not make that up. She had shit in her toenails, in her fingernails. Remember, her taint was covered in maggots, I think, or something like that. No, her perineum was covered in maggots. And look at that.
Oh, that's fucking great.
They even wrote vagine. They didn't write vagina.
God, vagine in there.
Vagine. Pink
dude,
titties.
I just want the transcript of our show sometime. Frame that.
I'm like, dude, that's like verbatim.
Yep.
That's verbatim. Garrett did not make that up. She had shit in her toenails, in her fingernails.
That's the third day we brought up Lacey Fletcher in a row.
It's so bad.
Oh, okay. We're never going to forget it.
All right. James says, well, this has been a long time coming. Gross. He even spelled it C-U-M-M-I-N-G.
Good. You got yelled at that on Facebook today.
I did?
Yeah, you said coming C-O-M-I-N-G.
Yeah.
So people took issues in the comments.
No, I do that on purpose.
Yeah, you don't
because
wanna
I
make that
don't
fucking
want to
fun.
write
Yeah.
cum. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people from my
Your
high
actual
school
life,
days
yeah.
and their parents that they're like, "Oh, Mike Walters, what do you have to? Hi, Mike," and it's like it's pretty hardcore sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I do the coming in paren gross, and everybody,
Yeah,
wink,
they get
wink.
it.
They get it. You gross, abandoning your fan base. Wow. Can you do us a favor this time and let us know when you quit this time, please? I don't want to wait around a year and a half for an update. 3 revamps in 4 years without much explanation as it's happening is a bit much for us, Mike. I'll listen until the end. Just tell me when the end is. Stretching finally got to you, huh? Us too eventually. It's off to Costa Rica for us. Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
We took a couple weeks off. We get it.
Yeah, but that was all.
If you followed the Facebook, you would have got some updates here and there. We were trying to keep you posted.
A lot of these people don't follow
No, I
Facebook.
know. I didn't either for a while, and I was like, where the fuck's the show? And then I realized if I just opened my Facebook for the first time in years,
Yeah.
I'd have all my information.
You wouldn't. I don't do a good job with it, and I'm trying to be better. That's why I posted some pictures.
I started
I'm not,
checking my Facebook again recently.
Yeah, I'm not. Believe it or not, I'm not crazy about posting pictures inside my house.
I get it.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
And I did it last week while the construction was going on, and that was for listeners.
Yeah.
But there's 5,000 people
Yeah.
on there, and or 4,000, whatever it is, that are friends. And so there's a lot of fucking people that come across that gross. And I'm not super comfortable about that, but I find
Yeah, I
myself
totally get
like
that.
trying to like do a little more like, here's why we're not doing a show.
Yeah.
This place is crazy, all that kind of stuff.
No, I get that.
And
I'm the same way when I post up things in like just whatever chats I'm in or gaming thing or whatever. I usually cover up like logos for whatever company I'm working for or who I'm working with and things.
Yeah.
It's just more of a thing where it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong, but I don't want one of these people to pop off the wrong way and just start coming after me.
right. And I'm not so much worried about that. It just feels kind of invasive.
Yeah.
And you know, as far as, you know, not telling you guys what's going on for a year and a half, I know what you're talking about, James. And the reality is, when I went to Arizona and COVID hit, it was like, wow, what an opportunity. Because I, quote, couldn't leave.
Yeah.
So it gave me a great opportunity to establish with my niece and nephews and brother and sister and their families and really like be there instead of like, hey, I got to go do a show or I got to worry about this. And I was getting a lot of people asking, when are you coming back? And it dwindled as time went on, obviously.
I think I messaged you after like a year or something. I was like, hey, you guys all right?
Yeah, you probably did. And a lot of people did. And I did my best to write people back about that. But I stopped going on there. I stopped looking at things. I just went, you know, I can't do this. My family was asking me at the time, like, why aren't you going on? And I'm like, I can't. I need to shut it down.
You need to take a break from it all.
My heart is about to explode, literally.
Yep.
And I need to just do this and focus on these small things and do art projects with a fucking 4-year-old.
You needed a break. It's a vacation.
And it was a long time. And
Well,
it took a
extended
long
vacation.
time. This time, though, James, you smart ass, the plan is to go out there and be right back on.
Yeah.
Like, and
And
you
if
know,
he quits and doesn't tell you, I'll tell you. I'll make sure it's known.
yeah. And I love that about you, Garrett. You will do
Oh, I
that.
will. I'll just start yelling at people.
Yeah.
Show's canceled. Fuck all y'all.
Yeah, and I didn't quit before. I always maintain the same thing. I will be back.
Yeah.
But that's death in this industry. You're gone for a month, you're dead.
Yep.
You're gone for a year and a half, you're really dead.
Yeah, you
And,
lose
and so I'm very aware of that, and we're having discussions now about how the best way to do it is, because there's going to be some time period between breaking a studio down
and then rebuilding,
packing it
3 different places, basically.
Right. Moving it cross country, resetting it up, and making sure everything's working right. That's going to take time. So I'm like, well, the best I can do is do something where Garrett and I are connected and we can just go live. And it's like, it doesn't look like it does in here necessarily right away.
But
we'll
I've got
get
a little
there.
setup at my house. I can, get a room studio
Exactly.
built up. I'm good.
And I'll give you the equipment you need.
Yep.
And we'll.
I've got mics at home too, like at work.
They're
I've
not
got-
as good as mine, so we'll get.
They're
you
definitely
right
not
mics.
as good as yours, but I do have some mics.
We'll get you good mics. We'll get you good shit. I'll get
hell
you
yeah.
a computer, microphone, whatever you need.
No, I've got a whole station in the little area. Like
Of
I
course,
can
you're
totally
a gamer.
seclude. Oh yeah, dude,
You're a
I can
gamer,
seclude,
dude.
get a green screen, anything you need. It'll look like we never left.
Yeah. So
Sound the same too.
It will, and we've got good guys on top of that. So no, you are not going to have to go a long, extended period of time. And I got really nice messages from people. Some people totally understood, felt it'd be good for me to do that and move. Some people are like, this is fucking devastating. What the fuck? Now you're gone. Oh my God, I wanted this or that. And, you know, I get it. I knew it was going to be mixed reaction on things, but it is what it is. And I honestly think, and I wrote something back today and said, believe it or not, I think it's going to be a better show. I think it's going to give me, I'm going to be forced into being more active, doing more things, being at more events, being with, having funny family stories. So that when I do come on the show, it's not just me sitting in a smoke-filled room upstairs watching.
No, your family got you out of the house that day.
Right. I went out and remember how fun it was when I'd go to the Lavender Fest and fucking beat the shit out of it. Like, do you think the warden and I are going to get along all the time? Fuck no. And whatever crazy shit she's doing, I'm going to know about. And, you know, she's going to be bitching at me and I'll get her on the air. You guys will love her. She's she's a firecracker. She's awesome. But yeah, pain in the ass. And we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. So there's a lot of cool shit that I think will come from it. Yeah. And I think it will reinvigorate the show. I think, you know, I can't wait to fucking fly Garrett out to Arizona for a week.
That'd be fun. Marina wants to get me out there too. She's
Yeah.
like, we need to visit someday.
Yeah,
She always
you
thinks
guys
I don't
should
want to
totally
visit. She
come.
always like, you would love it in
Bring
Arizona.
Raj in, bring you
I
in.
know. I always say when she does this, she's like, you would love it if we ever went to Arizona. I'm like, well, what do you mean I would? I know I would like it. Let's go. Like,
Dude,
when do we want to set
Arizona
this up?
is fucking gorgeous.
She always says like, I don't want to go to Arizona. I'm like, no, I would totally go visit it. I want to
Yeah.
go visit that place. My mom's from there.
I want to fucking hop in my car and 4.5 hours later be in LA and go hang out with Newberg.
I've got
and
friends
just
in the
go
area,
do a
like, I
show
just
with
wanna
him.
do that shit, yeah.
You know, like I love that stuff. And Newberg and I talk plenty, but I love him and Michelle.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Michelle Dion and I love Chris Newberg. And
Newberg's funny as hell.
Yeah, and I want to go see them and I want them to come over. And there's a whole shit we can do, you know, that will be fun, exciting, and I think better than ever. The podcasting world's changed in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
It's completely different than it was when I started with Mike Clark and Drew and Mark and then Jay. And it's a totally different thing now.
Yep.
And the reality is, if I'm being totally brutally honest about things, part of me doesn't give a fuck. I don't. And when I say that, I don't know that I can ever play the game of like, oh my God, I need to post on TikTok every fucking hour.
You need the likes. You need the constant.
I need the likes to comment.
You're one of I'm kind of the same way too. And I think that's one of the best parts about the show is that any moment, both of us can just be like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Move on.
And I know I watch a lot of those people. I see what they're doing. And if you have a great team that's doing that for you, one thing that people don't know about me, or maybe they do, is I was talking to my mom about it last night. Like, some people really enjoy just working and doing their thing. Like, from the time I can remember, as a 4-year-old, if I didn't want to do it, I didn't do it. What are you going to do? Beat me up, Mom?
Exactly.
And it's
mine would.
Mine probably did a little bit too.
My parents would have kicked my ass. Actually.
But it's hindered me in a lot of ways, and a lot of people may be like, yeah, I was kind of like that too, but then I grew up.
Yeah.
But I never really grew up. And so I have a lot of that in me. It's a really big struggle. It's been a lifelong thing where friends would come over and be like, Mike, all you got to do is mow the lawn, then we can leave. Your parents, and then
you're like, I don't want to.
I'm not mowing their fucking lawn. Fuck them. And it was like, all right, I'll mow your lawn, and then we can get out of here.
I've done
and it was like,
I've been the guy who's mowed a friend's lawn. Like, let's just get the fuck out of here, all right?
Just mow the lawn and let's go. Dude, all you got to do is make your bed and we can leave. Let's make your bed and get the fuck out of here.
I helped a friend one time clean an entire hoarder's room.
Yeah.
So that we could hang out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was that kid. And you know, it's so I don't know where I was going with that, but it's
no, you're moving to Arizona. It's going to be a lot better for your health too.
I think it will be.
I think having family around you, the experience going out and just people there who care for you is going to be great. Because over here, it's like you got people who care for you, but they're mostly, it's not family. It's a different thing when it's your family.
It's way different. Yeah. And so the
it's
point
like any
being,
of these listeners, I believe that they would care about me and what I'm doing, but nobody's going to care as hard as my mom does.
No, and that's been proved to me time and time again. Believe me, that friends are awesome. Yeah. Friends are great. You know, we're brothers for life. Like, until something happens, and then you're not. You know, my brother's my brother.
Yeah, my brother's my brother.
It is what it is. And if you're being honest with yourself, you know that too, because there is shit your friends can do to you that makes you go, never fucking again will I hang out with this cat. Never. Fuck that dude. You know. So it is what it is. But being here by myself and like the idea that I'm going to turn into some whiz bang fucking social media expert and try to grow some castle of a fucking following.
That's my
It's
job.
Like, nah.
That's why you brought the young guy in.
Yeah, I'll take all the help with that I can get, but I know it's busy work. And Raj knows it, so maybe you and Raj will see, But in the meantime, I can't focus on too much of like. People ask me like, "Where's Raj?" I'm like, I can't even think about Raj. I got Garrett here right now. I
we're doing
wish
the show.
Raj
He's
was
coming
sitting
one
here.
day. He'll be here one day.
Yeah,
but
he's not going anywhere.
as of now, here's the show.
But I got to fucking deal with a lot of shit in this house right now, and so that's not
My
to
only
ramble.
question is if Dave Landau does an in studio, is it my house or yours? Because if we're doing this remote, like if he's in Detroit, is it mine? Is it going to be in Texas?
He'd probably Zoom from wherever
All right.
he is. Although I'll try to get him in here before I go anywhere.
I'd love to meet him.
Oh yeah. Dave's awesome.
Yeah.
Dave's awesome. I have a list of guys I want to come in here before I skedaddle,
yeah.
so it should make for some interesting times for you. But I gotta get on the horn, and
I get
that's
it.
that's not my fucking strong suit.
I know.
Calling these people and going,
I
hey,
get
dude.
it. Hey, I know
But-
you're busy all the time, and you always feel like you're bothering
If
them.
I sell it as, hey man, these
I
are
do
my
the same
last
thing whenever I
shows in
text
Detroit.
you too. It's
so-
like I know you're probably doing nothing, and I'm like at work doing my thing. And I even text you like, "Hey, are we doing a show today?" I'm like, I don't want to bother you or anything.
no, you're never gonna bother me.
I know, and it's
never.
I gotta get over that shit.
Yeah, get over that because that's never happening. Okay, all that led from an email.
Yep.
Someone else said, Jiff. This is from a couple weeks ago. This is from James as well. I don't know why it's sitting on my pile here, but
Okay.
it is. Jiff talking about the peanut butter.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
I think I remember a
Jif
little
or
bit about it. It was Jif or something. It was Jif was the name of an acronym for like a gay community thing that was also the peanut butter. It was the that club in Philadelphia, I want to say. That gay club that was getting like $1 million in public funding.
Oh, was that what it
I
was?
think there's something to do with Jif. Let's see what he said.
Okay, which makes sense a little bit.
Okay.
Jif, absolutely not. Velvet only. Detroit peanut butter.
Okay. Yeah. Because we brought up the Jif peanut butter and we kept saying it was the peanut butter company switched over to Jif from
Yeah.
the weird gay stuff.
Yeah,
They got
okay.
out of the nuts and got in the nuts, I think was the joke I made.
Okay, which makes sense. That okay, and him bringing up Detroit peanut butter.
Yep.
I know I've had Velvet. I've seen it in the grocery stores. I know
I've
it's
had it.
kind of like the Faygo or
It's
Better
peanut butter.
Made. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's peanut butter. It's not bad.
but I think Jif is 1,000 times better than Skippy.
They do got the Jif
Like-
is better than Skippy for sure.
Way better. So I guess I'll give Velvet a try, but I have a lot of Jif right now.
There's some
And-
bonus
and
episodes
some
for you. Let's
Skippy.
just try peanut butter.
We'll
That'll
just
be
try
great
peanut
on the
butter.
mic.
Yeah, perfect. We'll slap.
Everybody loves
slather it.
microphone and peanut butter.
All right, Garrett. I hope you're happy. We got our gay episode in. all
Hell
right?
yeah.
We got Gangster Fag in there
Yep.
for you.
Twisted G, my man.
Yep,
My
yeah.
fag.
You're gonna be humming. You're gonna be humming
My
Gangster
fagga,
Fag
if
forever.
I want to say.
Yeah, my fagga. Sure.
I can say, you guys can say fagga. I got faggot.
Yeah, he puts a hard T on the end of
I
it.
put the hard T on it to let people know I'm serious.
Yeah, it's cool having words that other people can't say, isn't it?
Yep.
It's nice.
powerful.
All right. We'll be back again tomorrow. If for some reason we don't, just trust that it's not for
We'll be back
lack of wanting to be down here. I have so much shit. My mom is here till Saturday. She's like, Michael, we have to go pick these things out. I can't pick them out for you. You have to do it. And so there's a lot of that. I'm almost certain we can do a show tomorrow. I'm planning on it,
Yeah.
but if something comes up and I can't, just bear with me.
Yep. We'll be back
do
when we get back.
Thursday. But yeah. So we gave you an extra 15 minutes today and the other days. We're
Yeah.
good. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. We'll talk to you soon.